after a 5-4 victory in Game 4.
And man, it was close there, but Florida State University at the end of the day just not able to muscle out Mizzou. Mizzou with a strong showing, but I gotta say, that game mattered so much for Florida State. Showing you can compete like that is huge there. And Mizzou, honestly, they've got a promising day ahead.
They've got a promising season ahead. Missouri, that might have been their toughest test of the day. We know that Florida State wasn't our second highest ranked team, but they've already beat Syracuse, who we had ranked higher than them. So Florida State might have been their toughest competition in this group, and they just beat them 4-3.
And apologies, viewers,
3-1.
that you guys had to miss the last minute and a half of that game. It was close. Mizzou shot another. Florida State nearly draw it back, but unfortunately not able to. And you know what? Technical issues are... It's a shame. It was such a good game, but at the end of the day, Knowles will fall. Mizzou will rob us of a Game 5. And you know what? I think we're going to get to catch a little bit of an interview here in just a moment. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on those screens. We'll be right back shortly. I promised you guys an interview, and we have who may just be the man of the match here. We're joined by Missouri's Chalks. Hello, how are you doing, man?
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on. Congratulations on the win. Florida State University put up a hell of a fight, but you guys, time and time again, were just suffocating with the goals. What do you think was the biggest factor there?
I'd have to say after playing scrims, just before, we tried a new strategy with playing more wide and covering more of the field, and I think we were able to just keep them on their half with that new strat.
Yeah, you especially were constantly in the back line, keeping that ball wide. The possession was really notable, especially in those first couple games. But as Florida State started to draw it back, what do you think became sort of the spanner in the works for you guys, and how did you fix it?
I would have to say they put some passes, like the whole series. There's a lot of passing plays, and they were pretty good on it. We covered a lot, but I think the third game they connected more than we did, for sure.
That's fair, man. It was so much fun to watch you two play. Both teams super duper technically capable and able to read one another at the same time. Is this something that you want to carry on in the future games, this style that you were talking about, playing wider like that, or is this something that was specifically tailored for FSU?
Probably it can work on any team, so we're probably going to keep it going for the next series, especially. It's working out.
Yeah, your next one going up against DePaul. Before I let you go, anything to your Noble fans in chat, any bits of confidence you want to give them heading into your next match?
I want to thank my family for always watching, and yeah, we're gonna make it to finals tomorrow, hopefully.
Hey, that's what we love to hear. Shout out Chalks' family. Thank you so much, Chalks, for popping in for the interview. And you know what? I'm sure I'll catch some more of you later.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we will be heading to our next match of the day. We've got Syracuse University taking on the University of Delaware. That is not our last match of the day, however. There are 6 more to be played after that. Plenty of Rocket League to go on here at EGF. You won't want to miss any of it. We'll be right back in a bit, though, with that next game. Back on, ladies and gentlemen, with our fourth match of the day. We've got Syracuse University taking on the University of Delaware here, and both of these teams coming off of some very different situations, right? Syracuse lost a while ago to Florida State University. UD also a couple games ago taking a victory up against DePaul, so some very different circumstances, but Syracuse definitely going to be searching for their first win of the day, aren't they, Cool Jay?
Yeah, indeed. They're going to be hungry and ready to go today. Delaware and Syracuse, both of these teams, I think, are really going to be pushing hard. Delaware, they want to keep their streak going. They won earlier on today against DePaul. And Syracuse, as you mentioned, struggled against Florida State. So we'll see if Syracuse can maybe get something going today. Delaware, we talked about it earlier. They are an incredible team who I feel like have yet to meet a team that can match their strength. I think later on today that will happen, but I'm not sure if Syracuse is going to be that team.
Well, Syracuse looking to be. Of course, everybody wants to upset you if you're UD. And that's really going to be a difficult thing, because UD, a team with solid fundamentals, it's very difficult to actually upset this team because they play so consistently.
Yeah, and consistency is the key in the world of Rocket League. If you can keep this play style, if you can make sure that you're keeping your goals safe, keeping your rotations locked down, it just makes it so much easier because the goals will come, but it's all about playing together as a team. And that's something that I think Delaware does a great job of. I mean, really, sometimes I'll point out Human L, but in general, Delaware, there's not really a one-man squad. They play as a team, and I really like to see it.
Yeah, UD have come out here, and they've got a good chance at just taking this one away. So Syracuse have to force issues, and that's one way to do it. First goal on the board for the blue side.
Yeah, so Syracuse, they're just giving us a little reminder, hey, there's two teams on this pitch today, and we belong here. We got here for a reason, and they're going to strike first in game one, Syracuse. they deserve some respect. Oh, and a chance at a kickoff goal from Jack. Not quite on target. That one could have been bad for Delaware, who usually don't make a lot of mistakes. Giving up a kickoff goal would have been a big one.
Yeah, it would have been real scary here. UD now have to actually take the aggression right now, which is something they're not used to being forced to do, but something they've been able to do in times prior. With 3 minutes on the clock, plenty of time for just that one goal. I need to see, though, them start to build out their half and take these passing plays that we know they can do, because UD, team that relies on team play, and if they're not that, they're going to be finding open goals like this. Hush with a shot, but it will be saved by the UD side.
Now Grau, he's dribbling it down the pitch. Patrick, though, perfectly plays it out back into the midfield. Back and forth it goes. Delaware with a shot. Grau with the score, and that's the equalizer. We're almost halfway through this game, and we're all tied up at 1.
Dead even here. UD firing back, and honestly, I'm expecting some more goals from them. When it rains, it pours a lot of times with these top-seeded teams, and UD are no exception. They're going to come out all cylinders firing. And you know what? Good luck to them.
Good luck indeed. We wish them going forward, and we shall see if the luck will be on their side. Right now, Syracuse, they are threatening. Feeve looking for a touch, trying to play this one out, and I love the purpose he plays that one in. He doesn't knock it downfield. He plays it into the midfield for Grau. Grau plays it downfield. Now they are in the Syracuse's half. This is where they want to be. They want to go aggressive. They want to score. They want to get back in the lead. Human L looking to drop an L on him. Oh, a nice air dribble there, but Jack is able to knock that ball away. Grau playing it over Patrick, but Hush there. Feeve with a shot. Jack with a save. Back and forth it goes. The Human L bar down. Skying through to drop one on him.
Finally finding that second goal here for UD, and it feels like, although it's been a while since their last game, they don't look particularly warm right now. This is not a UD we're seeing. That's what we want to see, though, is plays like that. This passing plays, backboard pressure, and consistent play from them in order to score goals, as opposed to needing flashy, stylistic plays.
And we'll see, though. I agree. I think the flashy style, it's fun to watch, but you want to see them really doing things more consistently. We'll see if they can make that happen. But coming back the other way is Syracuse. 1.5 minutes to go. Jack plays it into the corner, setting it up over the goal. He's trying to knock it down for his team in the middle, but Grau with a perfect hit, stopping that aggression in its tracks. Patrick now, he's looking to clear this one out because it is in the danger zone for the Syracuse Orange. He is able to get it into the corner now. Looking for an opportunity is Syracuse, but Fave on the ball, and we need to see more purpose when Syracuse is playing from their own half. They are able to escape it. They're not getting locked in like we've seen with some other games today. But once they get out of their own half, it seems like they just give it right back to Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware having so much possession is a real scary thing, too. A team that can hold it and keep a stranglehold on it for so long. We see them playing so heavily in the midfield, right? They're just keeping their 3 players lined up, waiting to take any of these balls, because Syracuse is just clearing them out to nobody repeatedly, and it's those intentional passes that we need to be seeing from them if they want any chance of taking away this game.
Yeah, with 40 seconds left to go, they need a goal. Human L, he's looking to finish him off for Delaware there. He almost put one in. Now Syracuse, finally, they're playing it down. Grau, the only one back in the rotations. He's going to get a controlling touch. Oh, and he's going to win the challenge as well against Hush. That is not what Syracuse wanted. Now the Human L with a nice air dribble. Oh, he's faking them all out. 1, 2, 3. What? The Human L giving it to him all right there. Hush, Jack, and Patrick all getting faked out by him. Incredible individual play from him. And Delaware probably going to take game 1.
Yeah, Delaware have themselves lined up, but it's not a guarantee quite yet here as we head into the later stages of the game. 17 seconds left on the clock, and Syracuse have a long way to go, needing to build some form of attack, but it doesn't look like it's going to be possible here. They're doing their damnedest, but at the end of the day, with only this much time on the clock, it's just not going to happen. Delaware are going to steal away game 1 and take the series up 1-0.
Yep, and there it is, the ball touching the ground. Delaware confirming their victory. Syracuse, they showed up strong early, but Delaware quickly closed all of their openings and just really showed some strength. But the thing is, I really agree with you. I feel like Delaware maybe wasn't at their highest level. However, we are having some networking issues from both sides, so we're going to take a quick break while we work on getting a new server for these guys, and then we'll be right back.
And we're back with the second game of this series here. Syracuse needing to find a way to draw the ball possession back. UD has been dominant all over the field, but as we head into this, they've had a little bit of time to think about what they want to do. Cool J, what do you think they're changing up about their play style here?
Honestly, that's a great question. I think for Syracuse, what they have to do is they need to play with more purpose when they're building out of their own half. They are able to get out of their own half. They're not getting fully locked in like we've seen it happen to some teams. But when they're playing it, they're really just knocking it out there and giving it right back to Delaware. I need to see them setting up more team plays the way that Delaware's been doing to them. Because if they're not going to be able to do that, they're not going to be able to score many goals. And also, it's just going to mean more pressure on their goal as well.
Yeah, they need to get that ball out of their half, start putting up pressure onto UD, force out some mistakes from them, and that's one way to do it. Demos are a great way of disrupting a team that has a very fundamental play style. Shutting down those rotations can be so big, and it nets them a shot, but UD come in with one of their own. Groud tries to dunk it, but this is Patrick going to be finding the save.
Yeah, some excitement early on, but no goals scored just yet. Patrick, though, Syracuse looking for a demo goal again. Jack demoing Thieve, but it just doesn't work out. Delaware, again, able to deal with this aggression. Now coming back down the pitch. But Hush with another demo. Is this what Syracuse's new strat is? Are they trying to break up their rhythm? Is it going to work?
It's working for them so far here. It can catch off the rotations, but they've left their goal open here. Jack comes in, 50-50 from Thieve, not going to find the back of the net. Then Patrick comes in the nick of time to make the save here, and now it is all about the Syracuse attack. Searching for another demo, but can't quite find it now as Growl plays one in. Jack barely not there for the save, but nonetheless, ball bounces out off of the post, and it's dangerous for Syracuse.
And we see all six players circling the ball there in a corner for a second. Everybody waiting to see what the other players would do. And that was a little bit of a funny mating dance, in my opinion, just seeing them circling around there. 3 minutes left to go. Still scoreless, but Thieve looking to change that. A nice little save from the Syracuse defense. They're not going to let anything through just yet. And I like what I'm seeing from Syracuse so far today. They're really not giving a lot of space to this Delaware offense.
Absolutely not. And again, those demos, even the threat of the demos is throwing off UD. They think they need to be ready. They think they need to have a spare man back, which means they can't commit as much to attacking. But nonetheless, they're getting opportunities. It looks far more even, though. This is Patrick. Could have gone for a double touch, but leaves it here for Hush, who lays it down and finished off now by Jack. 1-0. Syracuse take the lead.
Yeah, Hush with a nice setup here as well, pushing it right off the sidewall. He may have been firing that one goalwards, but it ended up perfectly placed for Jack, and Delaware overcommitted as well onto that initial touch by Hush, which left it wide open for him. That's the first goal. We're about halfway through this game. A 1-0 lead is not safe in the world of Rocket League. We saw Syracuse strike first in game 1, and they ended up losing that one. So they've still got work to do here. They cannot get complacent. They have to keep on their toes because Delaware is coming for them.
Delaware speeding their way out. But no, the counterattack from Syracuse. The shot from across the way finds its ticket home into the UD goal.
And you really hate to see it. Delaware, this time, it's them making a mistake, and it's rare we get to see one happen from them. But all the way down the field, the slow roller from Hush, putting it in because they overcommitted on that attack.
Yeah, now they're going to have another opportunity here. Syracuse have been laying on the pressure this game. Seemingly that demolition style, that heavy reinforcer is just going to continue to net them shot after shot. This is Patrick dribbling 2 players. UD have an attempt though. Shot past goal. Hush lays it up. This is not where you want to be if you're Syracuse, but they should get it clear. No! Thief comes in off the crossbar. Will Grau be able to? No! Still off target here. Syracuse remain unscored. Oh, until you say it, and then it goes to the back post.
And I'm wondering, what were Jack and Patrick doing here? Patrick goes for the ball, but look at this. They're in the goal, and they're just not ready for that shot to come through. However, thanks to some early heroics from Syracuse, they still have the lead, still a 1-score lead. That's why we say getting that second goal is so important, because the pressure is still on for Delaware here. Syracuse, they can play a little more comfortable. They can focus more on wasting time than they can on attacking. But Grau with a huge air dribble all the way down the field. It's now bouncing in front of the goal. No, this is Patrick. He has to find something. Oh, Hush in the nick of time knocks that one away. A minute left to go. Still a 1-score lead for Syracuse. Oh, a nice little team play for them coming down the pitch. Didn't end up amounting to anything. And you know what? Here's what I will say. I want to see Syracuse hold on to this ball. I don't want to see them going for these high-octane plays. I want to see them take some clock.
Yeah, with 1 minute remaining, Syracuse just need to play time. UD, though, they don't. They need to be as hyper-aggressive as possible. They need this one goal, and they need it absolutely quickly. Pass center shot rings false, though, as the ball falls back down. Phoebe gets a touch, but it's only going to make that one go even further. Human Health back to center, and Syracuse doing such a good job controlling this ball right now.
And now, as we approach the end of this game, oh no! I can't finish the sentence. I mean, I guess when you're Grau and you've put 7 shots on goal, hold on. Look at these numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Delaware has 15 shots on goal in this game. The fact that they only have 2 goals, I mean, Syracuse is doing something right, but still, when you're giving up so many shots, eventually they're going to come through, and that's what happened right there. Now with 15 seconds left, Delaware, they're looking to strike again. They're looking to finish this one off. They're not interested in overtime.
No, they're not, but they do still need to be worried about the counterattack here from UD. 3 seconds on the clock, ball lobbed over Phoebe. Probably going to play this one out, hope it hits the ground, but no, this is Patrick. Denies that from happening. Now back to his teammate. Hush in position. Flies back, but touching the ground anyways. We're heading into overtime, Cool J.
Yes, to overtime we go. The kickoff mostly in favor of Syracuse, and this is the thing. All that happened before does not matter now. It's whoever can score 1 goal. It's sudden death. It's all over. Oh, and Delaware looking for a setup. Phoebe had a nice little cross there, but nobody there to follow up because Delaware, they're playing very passive right now. They had 2 men back on the rotation there instead of going for the rebound.
Now Delaware, they have 2 members forward. Make that one, though, with the demolition shutting it down. Hush with a save now. But Syracuse have a counterattacking opportunity with that 1-man advantage. They barely managed to get there in time and not able to make much of it anyways. Grau now with the dribbling play. 1, 2, third player to beat. No, Jack comes through just in the nick of time, and now the ball floating up in no man's land. Fave is up to get it, takes a shot on goal. Hush with the save, should be relatively easy. Plays it down into very dangerous territory.
Yeah, and we are already a minute into overtime. Still haven't seen a play come through. That was a nice play from Hush and Patrick trying to do a pinch mid-air. It didn't quite work out. They couldn't get it on target. But I like what I'm seeing from Syracuse right now. They're playing high in the sky. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They want to win this.
They do, but as overtime heads later and later, these teams are going to get more and more hesitant because they do not want this to all be for nothing. University of Delaware comes up nearly the doink, counting, but Hush has to lay it back in towards the goal. Humanel gets the ball out, and there's a lot of midfield play going on here from Syracuse. They need to be very careful they don't overcommit to anything.
Yeah, and also what I'm seeing, Syracuse going after these balls, they're using up a lot of their boost. If they end up having a ball coming back the other way, it could be very dangerous for them. Now, Feeve is looking to make some danger. He's playing it back the other way, but Hush, again, winning it in the midfield. Oh, no! Humanel booped Grau! Oh, that one could have been bad, but Humanel's able to get to it before it goes into the goal. 2 minutes of overtime now, still scoreless. Hush fires it goalwards. There's a rebound from Patrick. Not going to go in. The Humanel skying through to stop that one. Still anyone's game. Syracuse has had a little more ball control in this overtime, but in one moment, Feeve and Humanel bringing it back down the pitch. It could change, but that's not going to be their moment.
Not for the time being, but the moment is still around. 2 minutes 34. Grau goes for a dunk. Not quite having it, though, is Jack, who plays the ball back out. UD starting to apply that patented pressure, but a demolition leaves the goal wide open. Jack on the way back, ball across the net, and Jack puts it in. 3-2. Syracuse are going to be taking the second game of the series and tying it right on up.
I mean, what else can I say? What else can I say? You really summed it up right there. Syracuse had an incredible game 2. They struggled in game 1, but they came back and they showed they can really hang with this Delaware squad. Maybe they are the team that's going to challenge this Delaware team. We shall see going forward into game 3. What are you expecting? Do you think Delaware is going to make some necessary adjustments, or do you think Syracuse can keep this momentum going?
My biggest issue right now with Delaware is that they have not found a way to deal with the demolitions at all from Syracuse. None of the bumps, none of the demolitions have been correctly responded to. Delaware is just praying that their rotations are enough, but they are simply not. You take one player out of the equation, and it screws everything up. I need to see some sort of counterplay for that. I need to see them adjust, or at least keep an eye out for it so it's not happening as often.
Well, going forward with the kickoff, both teams know what they have to do now. They've just heard it right here from Door. We'll see if they can make it happen early on. Grau with some control here, playing it into the corner. He tried to get the big coin, but he wasn't able to get it, and he is out of boost entirely. Feeve does have some to back him up, but Hush now coming back the other way for the side of Syracuse, and there's a demo. Feeve was trying to get a controlling touch. Hush was not interested, but that's actually given an opportunity for Delaware to come back the other way.
Yeah, Delaware have a lot of opportunities here, and they had a lot of opportunities last game, but they're not making the most of them, right? They're playing out of the midfield, but the actual finish, the actual play in the Syracuse half is in there. Meanwhile, Syracuse are firing shot after shot after shot that are going in on them. It doesn't take all that much for this blue side to make it count, but it seems like from UD, it's taking all the effort in the world.
Yeah, I feel like both of these teams putting in a lot of effort right now. They're really trying to set up these plays and just getting shut down time after time after time. The defensive rotations from both sides have been on point early on in this game. I'm wondering, when are we going to see a breakdown?
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of consistency found here for UD. Otherwise, they are going to be in a world of hurt. One demolition found for them, though. Should be a little bit of pressure relieved. Syracuse back down. And Syracuse, I've got to highlight, has been doing a fantastic job of adapting. They realize, okay, we can just play this aggressive bump and demolition heavy style, and we're going to be winning games against UD, and they're going to continue to do it until it doesn't work. And honestly, I can't fault them for it.
Yeah, I mean, really, this strategy has been working for them. That's what you want to see, is you find a strategy that works and you run with it. So we'll see them keep going forward, playing this style. Ooh, Grau with a shot towards goal. Hush going to save it. Under 3 minutes now. Still scoreless are these two teams. Feeve with an opportunity. Jack coming right through. Back and forth. It goes over and over. These teams looking so evenly matched right now.
Yeah, it is nice and close between these two, but 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Still plenty of Rocket League to be played. Feeve, flick over, nobody back in goal, and he's beat the 1v1 that matters. Just when you say it, Cool J, UD come and shut you right on up.
Yeah, sometimes the caster curse strikes, and there was one of those situations. Feeve gonna put it in about halfway into this game. Delaware going up one.
Delaware searching for another here. Flick from Grau, open over, but Jack with the save. Feeve for another shot, and the action just does not stop between these two. UD, honestly, they could play the same aggressive style and probably be catching Syracuse off guard, and that they will. 2-0, they're going to take a dominant lead.
Yeah, I mean, and just like that, they were struggling for so long to find the back of the net. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The longer that goose egg is up on the scoreboard, you start pressing, you start feeling nervous, you start feeling that zero way down upon you. But once that first goal goes in, sometimes it opens up the floodgates. And we've seen that now from Delaware. They put in a second one. They were looking for a third, a triple commit from the Syracuse team who's just trying to stop the bleeding, but it could have opened them up to more danger.
Yeah, they need to be careful they don't find more goals from UD, but with that timer ticking down, they've got to start thinking, how can we get more aggressive? They need to take some risks if they want to come back in this game, but it all starts with one here. Jack's going to rip a shot. Not able to find much of anything, though, here as the UD defense holds strong.
Yeah, Delaware has cleaned it up on the defensive side. They're not making the dumb mistakes that we saw them make earlier on today in this series. And that has really been the key, because Syracuse in Game 3 has been struggling to string together plays. But that time, they're able to set one up. Feeve goes for a demo, and it ends up creating an opening for them because he was not in position for the rotations, and Jack able to knock that one in on an empty net.
There's plenty of time for another one here, trying to tie this game up against UD. They'd love to see another overtime, I'll tell you that much. Feeve coming in off the backboard, though, wants to make sure that doesn't happen. Syracuse do not want this timer to tick down. UD just trying to take as much of it off as they possibly can, apply that pressure in the midfield, make sure that Syracuse can't build up a solid bit of possession, and maybe even find a goal in the meantime.
Well, maybe, but not this time, says Patrick. He's going to knock that one away.
No, it's not Patrick. You've read his name how many times now? It's not Patrick.
No, he says this is Patrick.
Oh, is it? Oh, no. I've misread his name as well.
Who's the one who can't read, Door?
All right. We
got
anyway, 45 seconds.
Delaware in position to win this game right now. They're looking to put away the dagger with another goal there. Just off target is Grau, but still Delaware threatening. And this is the high-level strategies. Syracuse, they can't score if they can't get out of their own half.
Yeah, Syracuse need to be careful, right? That third goal would be the nail in the coffin for them. 17 seconds on the clock. UD still the aggressors currently, looking for another goal. Feeve plays one up, offers it in, no doink. Hush, can he get the save? He will. Is there a dunk? No! UD don't find a goal, and Syracuse managed to keep their hopes alive in this Game 3 off the wall, though. Hits the ground, and finally, UD are going to be the ones to end it.
Delaware, of course, ending it that time, but thanks to Syracuse's heroics in Game 2, we still have more Rocket League to play in this series. If you've been enjoying this highly competitive, high-octane action, then we've got more to look forward to going into Game 4. Delaware, they're on match point, and they're looking to seal this series up. Meanwhile, Syracuse backs against the wall. How can they turn it around and bring us to a Game 5?
I think the answer is get aggressive again. Look for those demos. I don't think Delaware are avoiding them so much as Syracuse has stopped doing them. That exact thing that was just completely throwing Delaware off their game could totally work again, given just a little bit more effort.
And we're already underway here in Game 4. These two teams, they cannot wait to get started. And just like that, Syracuse shaking off the Game 3 loss and putting in an early.
All right, here they come. Back with another lead. And honestly, I don't know what it means for the rest of this game, right? Because Syracuse have struggled to hold on to leads. UD have had absolutely no problem gaining them back. But this could be a Syracuse that could hold on to a lead, right? They stopped going for these demos. They're playing more defensively. That 1-0 could actually matter heading into the future of this match. But Grau looking to make it not. Shot over and ties it up.
And this is such a weird change, such a weird shift from this series, which has been such a low-scoring affair. Both of these teams scoring in the first 20 seconds here in Game 4. I feel like we've actually had a very different match from game to game, and it's been interesting to watch.
It's been real tricky here, but it's nonetheless
Wow.
gone the way of Syracuse
Wow.
yet again. They find themselves with the ball floating in front of the UD goal.
And you know what you were talking about as well? The demolitions. They're starting to return to these demolitions. Even though they didn't get one directly to set up that goal, they are just messing up UD's rhythm, messing up their rotations, and creating some openings for the Syracuse offense to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, and that's all they need is a couple of openings. One more goal would be the biggest lead Syracuse have managed to see, but UD still threatening, still knocking on their door, still creating more and more opportunities for themselves, but a ball wide means a little bit of reprieve here for Syracuse, but the ball off the roof is actually even worse for them. Now UD are attacking, and Syracuse have almost nothing in the tank to stop it from happening. Hush, the one man in the way who can do something about it. Oh, but Humanel misses the shot wide.
Patrick setting it up over the middle, trying to knock this one back out of their half. Syracuse with a slight 1-goal lead. We've seen that 1-goal leads don't seem to last very long between these two teams. We'll see if Delaware can strike back here. Grau and Humanel looking to set up over the middle here. Grau does not get the touch he wants, though. Feeve trying desperately to keep it in Syracuse's half. Humanel is going to keep it going. And this is relentless pressure from Delaware. I thought Feeve was going to score there, but he just couldn't finish it off.
It was close, but UD still have a pulse right now. 3 minutes on the clock. And honestly, this looks exactly like the previous games we've seen, right? Where UD was taking most of them. Syracuse able to find a little bit of value and now parking the bus. But I feel like you just can't stop this UD team from scoring forever. You need to look to counterattack at least a bit.
Yeah, I think they have to be looking for the counterattack options here. Oh, Grau with a shot towards the goal. Hush is going to get the save. Now we're about halfway through this match. Still a 1-score lead, but Delaware is threatening. They want to even it up. Grau looking to get it in from the side angle here. Patrick with the save. Humanel looking to set it up over the middle, but nothing doing. This Syracuse defense, every single time Delaware tries to set something up, they're just right there to shut them down.
They are. Now Syracuse has net themselves another attacking opportunity, but aren't going to make anything of it here. Jack flying through, trying to be the last bastion of this attack, but like you said, halfway through this game, and there's not much going on. We have not heard anything from these teams. It's been very quiet, and nobody's made any change of pace. Nobody's made any change of strategy. And you know what? Syracuse don't have to. It's all on UD to act right now, and I want to see aggression from them.
Yeah, I really do. I think aggression is the name of the game. And right now, that's just, I feel like they're getting a little bit complacent, you know, and we need to see something change. As time ticks down, Syracuse coming in, Jack and Grau challenging in the midfield. It's not really going to go either way. It just ends up spinning in the middle. But in the end, Delaware does get control of this ball once again. They slow down Syracuse's push, which is what they were hoping to do.
Right on the money here, but Syracuse have not much in the way of defense here, and UD is going to take full advantage of that. Humanel flying up off the backboard, and Grau upside down, even going to put that one right in.
And as soon as we saw some aggression from the Syracuse side, they overcommit and they give up the equalizer goal. Now with 90 seconds left to go, it is anyone's game. Syracuse, they're looking to bring us to Game 5. Delaware, they're looking to end this series here and now. And Grau with a hat trick now. His third goal of the game and the third goal for Delaware. He wants to end this series. He wants to send Syracuse packing.
I mean, that was a really, really nice challenge coming down in between two players even. Puts the ball in, and 1 minute on the clock. UD can now go and do exactly what Syracuse were doing to them. Park the bus, play defense, except you know what? UD, this is how they've been wanting to play the whole game.
Yeah, you're playing right into Delaware's play style, and that's just going to be, you know, it's just so tough. Syracuse, it looked like they had it in the bag for so long. To let it slip away, giving up 2 goals late in the game here. But there's still time on the clock. A little bit less than a minute to go. They're only down by 1 goal, and we've seen them make some crazy plays throughout the day.
Oh my God! Grau almost did it to him, man. That was way too close.
Too close for comfort, man. But with 30 seconds left to go, Syracuse, they need to score, but they're not even in the right half.
Oh, 22 seconds. Sending it back, UD. Trying to steal this one out. There's not much time for Syracuse, and you can slowly feel the hope leaving them. They've got one more attacking opportunity at most right now, and they have to make the most of it. UD coming in, lurking, holding the ball in their goal. Grau with the counterattack, just plays it as far away as he can with 1 second on the clock. The ball will touch, and UD are going to take this one 3-1.
Yeah, incredible stuff from them, taking game 4 3-2 and taking the series 3-1. Delaware, of course, moves to 2-0 on the day now, and meanwhile Syracuse, they played 2 close series, but unfortunately, all they have to show for it is an 0-2 record. We're looking forward to seeing both these teams returning to the pitch later on today. Delaware, they're going to be coming up in a few matches against Florida State. It's going to take a while for Syracuse to return to the pitch, but when they do, they'll be facing off against DePaul. In the meantime, I think we're going to be looking to set up an interview here shortly with one of these Delaware players to ask him a few questions about that match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back shortly with that. ladies and gents. We've got our 5th match of the day here, just about halfway through, and we're going to watch Mizzou take on DePaul. DePaul still struggling a bunch today, but looking for their first win up against what is currently our first seed, Mizzou, who have been hot off of a win up against Florida State University, coming already into this game. We're going to have to see what kind of effort DePaul can put on.
Yes, indeed. We'll see which version of DePaul comes out today. DePaul is, of course, has been a great squad, but earlier today, they kind of got shut down by Delaware, losing 3-0. And Missouri, of course, the Tigers, one of the best teams in the EGF Power Series, certainly one of our favorites to win it all tomorrow, and they're definitely looking forward. They lost a game against Florida State, but still won the overall series 3-1, and they are feeling confident about their chances to go to the finals tomorrow on Sunday.
Yeah, now here with a win against DePaul, it would almost certainly put them in a very, very solid position to do exactly that here. Although DePaul doing a pretty good job so far, 4 minutes 15 seconds on the clock, and at the very least keeping Mizzou at bay. But Mizzou, I'm waiting for them to get warmed up. They did some high-flying maneuvers. They were playing at their maximum pace up against Florida State not too long ago, and I want to see more of that out of them.
Yeah, I do as well. I just want to see them coming out and really taking it to this squad, and we'll see if they can make it happen. But early on, I mean, it's not necessarily slow, but not a lot going on. We haven't seen many opportunities. There's a demo from Yako, maybe opening something up. Oh, chop! What?
Oh!
Can you break this down for me? Because I can't. I'm speechless.
Just
right
the
now.
aerial pinch from Blank there. I mean, it puts it right on down. It's a great shot from Mizzou. Good team coordination, recognizing there's a lot of communication that actually goes into that. And now, DePaul, you know, I'd be a little scared after something like that, but they're still only 1 goal behind. Mizzou, though, they can take some emphasis out of that, right? They can make that one count, put a lot of punctuation on it, and make DePaul start to feel the pressure.
Alrighty, now 3 minutes left in this game, and the first goal in favor of Missouri. And what else did we expect? Missouri has been such a dominating team. I really think that all the pressure right now is on DePaul to make something happen. Ofish firing it goalwards, but Ethanol just in time for the save.
But just in time now, we need to see DePaul fire back. Jocko comes out, but it's just a clear. It's straight over to Blanks, and that's those intentional balls that we're talking about. Pass to Ethanol, another pass back to Blanks off the backboard here. It leaves the goal wide open. Blanks goes for a double touch, but can't find the connection that he's looking for. Now ball out towards center. Ofish has a counterattack. The dribble is all his. Back flip, and it sets up Ethanol for the clear, though.
Yeah, it does, and honestly, it really has not been good for DePaul on the offensive side so far today. They've had a few opportunities, but not many, and they've all been dealt with pretty handily by this Missouri defense. DePaul really struggling to get any set plays going, and in some cases even struggling to get out of their own half, as they are right now. The relentless assault from Missouri has just been suffocating for this squad.
Yeah, absolutely brutal so far. This Missouri team not giving them any space, but I'm honestly really, really surprised to not see Mizzou scoring more goals right now.
Well, there it is. Dora was wondering where the goals were, and Chalks puts one in. I mean, he doesn't get more straightforward than that.
No, absolutely not here. DePaul have a long way to go to fire this one back, and as much as, pardon me, it may seem like the game's even, it's 2-0. DePaul haven't shown us any ball possession, especially in the attacking half. We've got to start seeing that before we can start calling comebacks out.
Yeah, I'd like to see DePaul. I was talking about it earlier. They're just struggling to get anything going on this offensive end. I'd like to see them setting up some set plays and really having a real opportunity at a shot on goal, because right now, I mean, they're really struggling to even get shots. Meanwhile, Chalks, from all the way across the pitch, there's his 3rd goal of the game. That's a hat trick, ladies and gentlemen. And he just puts that one in with style.
And a nice shot from Mizzou. I mean, we don't expect anything less. Like, we're looking at DePaul to change the status quo, come give us a new look before moving on in the second half of the day, and they just haven't been able to do that. It's been the same defensive style that's not really getting themselves any attacks up against Mizzou.
Now with a minute left to go and a 3-goal lead, a commanding lead at that for Missouri. What can DePaul do to turn this one around? Will the shot? Oh, Ethanol with a shot towards goal. Chalk's flying through for his 4th. Ofish, though, just barely going to save that one. DePaul surviving by the skin of their teeth, but still they need to score. And to do that, they need to get out of their own half. Right now, Missouri so relentless, so suffocating. And there's a shot and a score from Blanks. That one will just about do it if it wasn't over already. I'm not sure how DePaul can come back from this one.
Well, it only gets worse here for DePaul. Mizzou seem to be accelerating the pace at which they're scoring these goals. DePaul are running out of ways to defend while they look for attacks now. It seems like they're trying to build out of their half, but then they're committing too heavily to that, and then Mizzou take advantage of that even. And so what I want to see from them, right? Solid defensive play. Look to play out your victories on your defense to the sides, right? Position your players correctly so that they can receive those and then challenge them. Don't just look to boot the ball blindly down the field and chase it with 3 players.
Yeah. As we've mentioned time and again, they need to work on building out of their half with purpose. You know, sometimes they're going to struggle to get out because of Missouri's skill in the midfield. That's going to happen. But you need to be able to, when you're able to get out of your own half, you need to be able to play it with purpose and keep control into Missouri's half, because otherwise you're never going to get anything going. That's what happened right there. Missouri taking that first game commandingly 4-0 over DePaul.
I mean, it's what we expected here from Missouri, right? Obviously, that #1 seed in the group for a reason right now. They are very impressive, and the shots that they were pulling off just as much so. And with all this time that they have a lot of time to think about, okay, what can we take in this game and carry over into the next one, right? Because they're looking to gain momentum before they face a team like UD, like they will be later, because that is arguably going to be their toughest matchup yet.
Yeah. Their toughest matchup is yet to come for Missouri, but they've still got a game to finish here. Even though game 1 was very one-sided, we've seen great things from DePaul earlier today, and they are not out of it yet. They've still got at least 2 more games to prove themselves and show that they can really take a real shot at the Tigers.
All the Tigers have been swinging hard. They have a good bite to them. Let's see, though, about this next game, what DePaul can actually make of it. As I feel like the biggest player for Missouri today has been Chalks. He's come up big every single time they've needed him to. And when it matters most, he comes in with some incredible goals.
Yeah, we've seen just incredible plays from this Missouri squad. But the thing is, and we talked about this a bit yesterday with some of the matches, they haven't needed to be carried by those individual plays. You know, they'll pull those individual plays off. They'll make us, go crazy with some of the things they're able to do. But their team plays are really what is winning them this game. They're not needing to be carried by any one player. It is a group effort, and these guys are playing on a string. They're playing so well together for this squad.
They're looking real hot right now, but still, Mizzou just continuously come up. And Ethanol's a name that we haven't gotten to speak about in a while. He was a key player in that Florida State series, and honestly, he's been a solid rock for this team to build on.
Yeah. Rock. Yeah, I can see that. I see where you're coming from. But coming forward now, that first goal for Missouri, and already it's kind of seeming like it's going to be more of the same. I'm wondering where the energy is on this DePaul side. They don't really seem to have that. You're going to need energy to make these adjustments and really come at this Missouri squad. But right now, it seems like Missouri is just playing a little bit faster.
And continuously so. Another goal on the board here, scored by yet again Ethanol. And it's these passing plays that are going to continually build up. That time is going to continually wear down. And as DePaul's mental game wears down, it's only going to get harder.
Yeah, we talk about it so much in the world of EGF. The mental game. Game 1 was tough. Game 2, it's a new game, 0-0. You can reset. But again, going down 2-0, how do you turn it around? How do you make sure that your guys are staying focused, that you're keeping the communication up? Because that's when more mistakes happen. That's when it goes from bad to worse.
DePaul, though, still searching for more value out of their attacks. And honestly, this is a great opportunity to kind of look at how you want to approach these attacks in the future, right? You can be going for these similar passing plays, but get creative with it. Show us a new look. Otherwise, teams like Florida State are going to start to make you look predictable. Start playing a little bit of demo and force out rotations from you that you don't want to be doing.
We'll see if they can force some of those mistakes to happen. We're almost halfway into this. Missouri still up 2-0. Jaco in the corner with Carmajuni for DePaul. Carmajuni trying to bring it up the pitch. Ethanol winning in the midfield. That one looked like it could have been goalwards, but it was just a little bit off target. Jaco now bringing it up the side of the pitch. Outplays Chalks, but Blanks is right there to back him up. And Blanks actually bringing it back the other way. Ofish with a nice controlling touch, but Ethanol and Chalks combining mid-air to bring that one through from the midfield. They're threatening yet again. Carmajuni trying to clear it out, and does. Trying to play it towards this Missouri goal. Chalks with a perfect save, though. Plays it deep back towards DePaul's goal, actually. Nothing doing, dealt with easily by DePaul, but Missouri, yet again, in this familiar spot, they are attacking, and they are really making it so difficult for DePaul to get anything going.
Yeah, DePaul have had a hard time this whole game, just being absolutely suffocated right now by every move that that Mizzou have been making. And Mizzou is a team that is so difficult to actually build out against that I don't know if I can see DePaul doing it right now.
Well, as time ticks down, whoa, there's a good start. DePaul, you know, they didn't have your faith before. I wonder, does this goal change anything for you, Dor?
I mean, they catch out Mizzou, right? And Mizzou needs to be very careful about not being over-aggressive, of course. But I want to see it on a consistent basis. When you get a second in here, that's when I'll start believing. And maybe they do an open goal on the start. But no, Chalks gets back for a save. The rebound out, nearly another one here. But from the high comes another Mizzou player, and is going to be saving that one.
Yeah, and by the skin of their teeth, Missouri escaped that one with several bits of luck on the way as well. That one easily could have been a goal for DePaul. Now DePaul, they're still threatening. A minute to go. They are only down 1 right now. Ofish, I love this ball control from him, but Chalks comes through, wins the challenge. He's not interested. Oh, he tries to put it goalwards, but he's just off target. Ethanol, though, he'll finish the job. That's a hat trick for Ethanol in Missouri. With a minute to go, extends their lead back to 2.
And that's scary. Now, DePaul spent long enough getting that one goal. They need to look to play aggressively, get that ball into the opposing half, and just send 3 players, because that is the only way I could see them actually trying to pull this one out.
We'll see if they can do it. Missouri, though, they are really just looking to finish this one off. They're done playing with their food. They want DePaul to just be quiet, but DePaul, they're not going to sit down. Carmajuni with a demo. Yeko and Ofish looking to combine. I'm not sure what that hit was. Definitely not what they wanted. And now Chalks, shot on goal. Ofish with an incredible save there. But with 30 seconds left to go, it might have been too little too late.
Oh boy, here 24 seconds hits, and DePaul, if they can't figure it out in this game, I'm really struggling to think of a scenario in the next one. But with the 4th goal, that'll be the nail in the coffin here. Mizzou look to lock away this first game versus DePaul. Or the second game, pardon me.
Yeah, for sure that will be the nail in the coffin. I mean, I would be very happy if DePaul can come and prove me wrong. But 3 goals in 18 seconds from this DePaul offense against this Missouri team, I don't think it's going to happen. Carmajuni and Chalks playing it downfield, 10 seconds left. Jaco does put one in from the side, but still now they have 7 seconds to get 2 more. That's a tall order for any team, but especially against this Missouri team. It's definitely possible. You're right, Dor.
It's a bit of hope, though, is the thing for DePaul, right? You score a goal like that off of a demolition, no less. You realize, okay, maybe there is a way into this game. We can play more demo heavy. It's the way we've seen a lot of other big teams fall. Let's go for it next time, and that could be the strategy change they need to catch them off guard.
Well, as we wait for the final second to finally end. Oh, Missouri was looking to get another goal there, but it touches the ground before it goes into the net. Still, Missouri with a 4-2 victory there in Game 2 over DePaul. Now going to Game 3, and they're looking to finish out the series with another sweep for this Tigers team.
Well, they're only one game away here, and as DePaul load in, right, we talked about the demolitions and how they can play those better. How do you back that up, though? What kind of aggression do you want to be showing behind these demolitions to really capitalize on them?
Well, the demolitions, they really help to ruin the rhythm and ruin the rotations and try and get the comms to be a little messed up as well. So what you want to be doing is you want to use those demolitions to create space on the pitch and then use that space to try and create some plays. Normally, you can create, like, a team like Missouri, they're able to create space on their own, as Chalks and Ethanol just showed right there. They don't need demos to do it because they just have incredible mechanical skill on these passing plays. But for DePaul, the demo strategies could definitely help them in creating space they need to get some balls on net.
Well, it's already a bad start, right? So we need to see them get this ball out of their half ASAP, right? I don't want to see it later in the game. I want to see it right now from them. DePaul, it's your time to strike, but are they going to be able to do it? Right, DePaul continuously under pressure, continuously having the ball shot towards their goal. They muscle it back over towards Mizzou territory, but this back wall is more so belonging to Mizzou than it is DePaul right now, and that's a problem because that's how a lot of those goals are going to be formed.
And we're a minute in now. Missouri, O-fish at the last moment. I thought for sure that was going to be 2-0 Tigers, but DePaul keeping themselves alive for now. Still only a one-score game. Ethanol, though, now coming back down the pitch. Oh, and he fakes out Carmajuni. Carmajuni was the last man back. Blanks and Ethanol combining to put that one in. Now a 2-score lead for Missouri.
And a good one at that here. We're going to see them continue their dominance, and I expect a larger goal difference this time, right? It took them till later to put the nail in the coffin. I want to see Missouri do it now, right? There's no excuse to not be beating DePaul. You've already taken 2 games off them. Let's see you be a bit more dominant against a team that's lining up to be what, or at least it's currently the bottom seed.
Yeah, DePaul, and that's the sad thing because we've seen a lot of good competitive play from them, and to see a kind of result as them at being the bottom seed, that's what is tough about these championship group stage, because it's just so much higher of a level of play. Just being pretty good is not good enough anymore. Carmajuni gonna put one in there and cut the lead down to 1. And now there's an opportunity for DePaul to get an equalizer.
And a nice shot here. Just sneaks it in past Chalks. They could even it up. And honestly, that would be a real difference maker. That's the kind of thing that makes you guys believe in DePaul and their ability. But they just have to find the target. It's all about the one attack and finishing it off, but they haven't gotten many of them, so now they need to make sure this one lasts. Jaco up in the corner. Carmajuni comes back, but Chalks is up, shot on. He's got a flip reset, but doesn't use it. Just gonna touch the ground and play some more aggression from Mizzou.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get some more aggression. Oh, there it is. And I'm just wondering what is going on with DePaul's rotations right now. It's not like they were overcommitted. They were still just in the midfield. But there's just no one there for that shot from Blanks. And he hits it from long range there to extend their lead back to 2. A little bit less than 3 minutes left to go in this game.
I mean, that was a rocket into the DePaul goal. And honestly, a message at this point. You come and score a goal on us, we will make you hurt. And Ethanol nearly does it again there. Tries to put one bar down in. But Jocks is going to stop it in the midfield now for DePaul. They will struggle to continue, or they'll continue struggle rather, to build out of their own half, and those intentional plays that we were talking about are slowly going. They need to play balls out wide, and they need to win 50-50s. Otherwise, it's going to be a real struggle for them to get this next goal on line if they can't even defend their own half.
We'll see if they can make some of those adjustments. Ofish with a demo on a blanks, creating some space for him. Jake going over the middle, and Carmaggiuni puts it in. And I really love this setup from DePaul, creating space like we talked about off the demolition. And an incredible center play from Jaco over to Carmaggiuni. All three players getting involved for that goal for DePaul. 2 minutes left to go. They still need another one if they want to even it up. But that's the way they've got to go. They've got to get more of these team plays, get more of these setups, and they've got to play some good, clean Rocket League. Missouri is a top team for a reason. You've got to be incredibly good to be able to take a game off of them.
I mean, it's way closer than these previous games have been, right? Mizzou is slowly losing steam in this game, and DePaul, they're finding confidence. We're seeing them score goals from up high. We're seeing them use their mechanics to their advantage. They know they can do these things. It's just about finding the confidence to do them, because then you can speed up your decision making, get better boost advantage in the midfield, and look to challenge a lot of these plays that Mizzou are taking advantage of you on.
Yeah, but as the time ticks down, I think these players are going to start pressing more and more for that equalizer. Ofish looked to take a controlling touch. Blanks was not interested. He just knocked it right away. Ethanol now playing it into DePaul's half. Carmaggiuni with a nice fake out. But in the midfield again, we're seeing Missouri getting a touch on these balls. 1 minute left to go. Carmaggiuni tried to hit that one, but just couldn't quite connect with it. Jaco Ofish trying to get something set up here over the middle as time continues to tick down. That could have been dangerous. That ball was bouncing towards their goal, but Ofish able to get back. Ofish now with a shot, and the score, the equalizer for DePaul.
Wow, DePaul coming out of nowhere in this game right now. They looked dead. They looked like they had no chance at all up against Mizzou, but they are putting up a Herculean effort right now with just 40 seconds left. The game's not even over. They could find another Cool J.
Well, they definitely could. As time is going down, DePaul has looked very good in this last few minutes. But Missouri, we know what they can do. They can go from 0 to 100. They can find goals almost at will when they're firing on all cylinders. With 20 seconds left to go, though, this one looks like it may be heading to overtime.
Could be here. Still trying to fire back, though. Mizzou have not found an opportunity in what feels like 2 minutes right now. Not able to create much, but Chalks air dribble into the corner here. Last opportunity will be going over to Mizzou. Up the wall, but the 50-50 sends it even further. 1 second on, it's going to hit the ground. We're going to overtime here in the first of the series. DePaul coming out of nowhere to equalize it.
Yeah, but I really like what I'm seeing from DePaul. They had a very tough series. It would have been easy for them to throw in the towel against this team who everyone thinks is the best. Oh, and that's a heartbreaking way for it to end. Chalks putting it in, an incredible crossplay from Blanks. GG's all around. A good match for DePaul, but Missouri, in the end, taking the victory 3-0.
It's the scoreline we expected from Missouri, but definitely not the score, right? You're coming in number 3 seed, beating UTA, and then you come up against DePaul, someone that other teams have beat pretty rarely, and you start to struggle a little bit, and it makes me worry a bit for Missouri, but I'm sure they have some big stuff planned for the future, as that series up against UD is coming up in just a little bit here. That is going to be a tough one for them. In the meantime, though, our next match, Florida State versus the University of Delaware. They may not have been able to take down Mizzou themselves, but now time to face the other top dog of this group. U Delaware versus Florida State will be going down in just a couple minutes. We've already got the next match loaded up and ready here. We will be seeing Florida State University take on the University of Delaware. Again, to recap, earlier on, we saw Florida State struggle up against Mizzou. It was a close and hard-fought battle, but at the end of the day, the Noles would fall. And now it's their turn to take on the other top dog of the group in University of Delaware. That game is already underway. I am Doran, of course, as always, joined by Cool J here on official EGF, ready to bring all the action at you.
Yeah, and we are ready and raring to go between these two teams. Both teams have had some pretty good showings today and earlier on in the season. Florida State, of course, took a game off of the Mighty Tigers earlier today. Also, Florida State took a 3-0 victory against Syracuse. Meanwhile, Delaware took a victory against DePaul and a victory against Syracuse as well. So this one should be pretty even. I'm favoring Florida State ever so slightly, but we shall see. And this is the thing. I feel like maybe this one is finally the time where Delaware gets challenged. Because, of course, I mentioned they were 6-0 in groups. Their group was a pretty easy group. And then now, facing off against a team like Florida State, we'll see how they fare, how they stack up against truly one of the better teams in this group.
Yeah, Florida State has always been right on that edge. Not quite one of the top teams, but definitely not in the bottom right now. And so they need to make a statement at some point in this bracket if they want a chance of taking this one home. UD, it's a perfect opportunity to do that, though, is going head-to-head with them. Taking them toe-to-toe would be huge. And we saw great things out of Florida State. Yes, they may have lost the game up against Mizzou, but there's so many great attacking opportunities. Another one here. Salcedo goes for a bump across goal. Ghost misses, though.
Yeah, and he's going to be kicking himself for that one, especially if this comes down to being a one-score game. That was a goal that he really should have had. He's going to wish he has it back. Now, with 3 minutes left to go in the game, we still are in a scoreless tie between these two teams. Playing pretty even so far. I would say the ball control slightly favoring Florida State so far, but really, it is pretty even. It's been fun to watch.
Well, it's anybody's game here, and the demolitions come out again. We saw this out of Florida State earlier on today. The demo meta runs very, very deep within this group, and I'll tell you what, FSU are more than happy to be playing it. Mess up those rotations from a UD team that relies on them so heavily.
Yeah, we actually saw earlier when Delaware was going up against Syracuse, Syracuse was able to take a game off of them using this demolition strategy. Florida State certainly a better team than Syracuse, at least from what we've seen today. So if they can take advantage of some of these demos, maybe they can really pull Delaware out of their rhythm.
Yeah, Delaware are super duper reliant on just being able to do the same thing every game, but Florida State University have an opportunity to try and change up the status quo, make that different, make UD do a little something. They've got a shot off the demo!
Oh.
We talked about it, Cool J. It opens up opportunities, messes with the rotation, and gives FSU open goals.
I mean, it even makes them, like, second guess. You saw Grau, he was in position there. He might have actually been able to get a save, but he didn't even know what to do after that demolition. There's an early goal. Well, not an early goal, but there's the first goal for Florida State. This is exactly where they wanted to be, and they're looking for...
That they are here. Another shot from Salcedo off the crossbar, trying to bump down Grau. Ghost lays it in. A third, maybe? No. Florida State lay off the gas pedal as Human L finds the demo. Pass out now. It's UD's turn off the backboard. Salcedo, good defense, though, here. And that's what we need to see, because these teams are going to be playing each other's backboards very, very heavily. Whichever one of them is able to control their own backboard is going to have a massive advantage.
Now, with a minute and a half left to go, Florida State, with their 1-goal lead in the World of Rocket League, we've said it time and time again, but really it does hold true. Those 1-goal leads, they don't last long. Delaware now finally, I feel like this is the first time we've seen them have a real attacking opportunity, and they're taking advantage. The Human L tossing an L at the Florida State defense, tying up this game with just over a minute to go.
Big plays here from UD, and like you talked about, they haven't had many opportunities, but it is going to be enough to net a goal for them. Let's see if they can do it again, though, is a big question. This game looks to be dead even.
Yes, it does indeed. Delaware finally finding an opportunity and taking advantage. With a minute left to go, it's anyone's game. Feeve with a shot on net. Icarus gonna knock it away. Ghost now looking to bring down the pitch. Both Ghost and Humanel fly right past that ball. Growl, though, is right there to back up and toss it into Florida State's half. And this is so weird. For the first 3 minutes of the game, it seemed like Delaware was just living in their own half. They couldn't do anything. Now, all of a sudden, they've gotten this goal, and it's completely flipped on its head. But Salcedo with a demo that might be the key to knock them away. Growl in position from midfield after getting demoed to knock this one in. Oh, and a great hit from Icarus. There's only one man back. It's Feeve. He does get a hit on it. And now the rotations have come through for Delaware, but Florida State, they're on the offensive now with 10 seconds left to go. Can they keep it in their half, or is Delaware going to bring it back? Growl looking for a last-second goal along with Feeve. They're in the corner now, looking to center it up, and not quite on target. And now it's going to hit the ground. We're going to overtime between these two teams here in Game 1.
Heading in here already, Icarus and Humanel for a second challenge on this early ball. Risky stuff as the goal is left wide open. Feeve comes in, tries for a cross. Icarus now going to be playing this one up. Humanel, good challenge, in Florida State looking to lurk into the UD half. Getting a little aggressive, though. They want to be careful not to get caught off, because we've seen it done before, that a single hit will change the game. Feeve now is a 50-50, but Icarus wins it fantastically. Sends it up the wall. This could turn into a great cross.
Yeah, it could indeed. And Salcedo over the goal. Oh, but the Humanel is inside it to stop that one. 30 seconds into overtime, still scoreless. We'll see who can break through and win Game 1. Icarus tossing it up the backboard, and there's the shot! And the score! Icarus sets himself up. This time he doesn't fly too close to the sun, and he gets the victory in Game 1.
Big moves here from Florida State. That 12th seed not looking like 12th anymore. I mean, they came into the day wanting to make their mark on this group, and boy, have they.
Yes, they have indeed. 2-1 is Florida State over Delaware. Delaware, they're really not used to losing games. In the group stage, I think they were 16-2 in map score. I mean, just absolutely dominant. No, sorry, 18-2. 18-2. They only lost 2 games. So right now, Delaware in unfamiliar territory, and I'm interested to see how they'll bounce back.
I think the biggest thing to note here is Delaware have never had to adapt, right? They've always just won. Now you're playing against Florida State. They're playing very aggressive, very demo heavy, and now you have to adapt. The question is, are they going to be able to? They're a team with a lot of experience, but how much of that is actually having to change their playstyle, or how much of that is actually widening the breadth of their gameplay? That's a question we'll ask in a second, but we have to set up a new lobby, so it'll be just a minute until then. New lobbies up and running here, ladies and gents. We head into Game 2 of this series already. Not quite starting off the way we expected to. Florida State coming away with a nice lead in Game 1. Granted, it wasn't easy. It went all the way to overtime, but UD need to adapt and fire back now in Game 2, as their normal strategy doesn't seem to be having the same effect that it would on other teams.
Yeah, Delaware just not able to get the same kind of rhythm going against Florida State. Florida State's just a little bit too good. And Florida State, what I really love from them is the way they're able to make the in-game adjustments. You know, for a lot of that game one, it was slow at going. It took a while for the first scores to come through. But Florida State really does a good job of feeling out their opponents and making those adjustments on the fly. And it worked out well for them winning game one.
You be careful, though. Now they have to play a little bit of defense because the demolitions are coming in from UD to try and stop the attack, but his feed goes way too high for a ball. Humano misses as well. It's a good attempt. Now an open goal. No, Grau's inside of it to stop this push from Florida State University. Over top comes Ghost. Another shot and another attempt from Icarus. It is non-stop, the aggression from Florida State. Not the Florida State we knew before this weekend, but my goodness, is it not a fun Florida State to watch? Another shot from Salcedo. Does he lay it in? No. Ghost over top, though, will. 1-0, they take an early lead.
Over and over, Florida State. It felt like, oh, is this it? Is this it? Is this the shot? And finally, Ghost putting it in the net. And Delaware, they just seemed like they didn't even know what to do.
Yeah, they've been having a very, very hard time right now, and we need to see a lot of change from them. But it's a team that literally just is known for not changing. They have net themselves a couple of goals in the previous game, but how much can they actually turn that into the longer this goes on and the more that Florida State learn?
Now, well, it remains to be seen how much longer this will go. Minute and a half in, still only one goal scored. The Humanel trying to toss one towards the goal. Feed with a nice redirect, but he's just off target. That could have been a good opportunity. Icarus, I'm not sure about that hit. He hits it back towards his own goal, but it is going to give Florida State a chance to reset and get ready for a new attack run. And there's, oh, that could have been a big shot opportunity from Icarus, but he really didn't hit that one well. Oh, but Ghost pinches it off of the defender.
Ooh.
He gets played. And like a thief in the night, an incredible shot there from Ghost.
So good. Coming in just in the nick of time here. He's been big and honestly a name that we haven't had to mention much. We talk a lot about Icarus. Salcedo's been coming in, scoring goals from absolutely everywhere with the field, but Ghost, I mean, similar to the previous series, what we mentioned about one of the players there, a rock for this team. Such a fundamental core to both the communication structure and the play structure of how FSU want to be playing.
A little bit of Rule 1 there on the wall, but gets resolved. The Humanel with a shot towards goal, and Ghost with a nice save. Just like that, he shows up. And, you know, to be honest, I think Ghost's username is really fitting. Because he doesn't really make the star plays, but he usually shows up big without, you know, really even making you aware of it. But that time, that was not a good outcome for them. Grau putting it into the goal, cutting that lead back down to 1.
Well, they got to be real careful here not to let go of it. They've given it a lot of opportunity, but they have a lead nonetheless. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. It's taken UD this long to score. If they continue to take this long, it's definitely going to be a close end of the game. Florida State, they'll still have plenty of time to score themselves as they look to fire back yet another goal. UD on the counterattack, searching for a little something. But again, Florida State shut it down in the midfield. Nice fake from Icarus. Looks for a pinch cross. No, not had as Grau finds the demolition. Sets up Ghost, though, who's out in the middle and even down a man. Florida State continue to put on the pressure.
Now with less than 2 minutes to go. Oh, Grau! Grau trying to thread the needle there with a nice little dribble. He does fake out 1, but can't do 2.
Oh, what a shot!
All 3 members of Florida State in the goal, and he just bar downs, dropping the L's as he is accustomed to doing. Usernames are really checking out in this game so far.
Yeah, 2-2 Human L coming up big now for UD. Game's effectively restarted, but with half the time, and Florida State have got to find a new way of beating UD. Either that, or start looking for those demos. I feel like they haven't been finding them. They've been aggressive with their rotations, but they haven't really punched around UD at all. They haven't been bullying them like they were times prior, and that's what I want to see.
Well, honestly, what I love to see is some great competitive Rocket League action, and we're all tied up with a minute and a half to go. This one could be anyone's game. We could even be seeing an overtime run yet again. We're Ghost and Icarus right now, they're playing it slow. They're trying to keep some ball control, see if they can't bait out some aggression. They did, and Grau just barely able to save that one, but the overcommittal from Delaware. Look at this play. I love it. They were playing so patient, forcing Delaware to come just a little bit too far out, and then they strike. An incredible goal there from Florida State.
You know, Florida State come in consistently clutching goals out like that. It's been impressive, even against Mizzou. Nonetheless, now UD, though, still have a minute on the clock to try and steal it out. Feeve with 2 fakes there. Nice, but going to be bumping him around a little bit. And, you know, we love a little bit of cyberbullying around here. And while not serious, in this case, go for it, Florida State. It is winning you games for the time being.
Well, for the time being, yes. The question is Delaware going to be able to adjust to these strategies? So far, I'm not really sure. Delaware has been able to keep it close, but somehow Florida State just keeps finding a way to finish these games out. And right now with 30 seconds left, it looks like they're going to find a way to do it again as Icarus extends their lead to 2. 4-2 now with 27 seconds to go. And Icarus flying high. Incredible play from him throughout this game.
I mean, so much more comfortable now for Florida State University. The Seminoles coming in, swinging up against UD, proving all of those people wrong who thought they should have been 12th right now. They have been huge. And again, I said it earlier, it all started with that Georgia Tech game, right? That was the demon. That was the one team that they could never beat, played multiple times, multiple seasons, on land, off land, online, and yet now, this week, they beat them. They take down the one team that has haunted them, and they look like they are born anew.
And Florida State, victory in Game 2, and now looking towards Game 3, where they want to finish out the series with a sweep. I know the Seminole fans are here in full force, and they want to bring the brooms out, but Delaware, they are a great team, and I still believe that they can make the adjustment. I don't know if they're going to. What do you think they have to do, Dor?
They still didn't adapt in that game. Delaware is a team that just wants to play what they're going to play, but if you don't let them, if you just take their players out, then they will never get to just play fundamental Rocket League. Delaware's perfect match involves them and the other team just doing whatever each of them respectively want. FSU has come in and meddled with that as much as they could in every way possible, challenging every ball, challenging every player, and absolutely tearing apart the playstyle that Delaware want to be going for. And until Delaware learns to change, which is something, again, they've never learned to do, it's going to be really, really hard for them.
Yeah, well, it's going to be hard, but not impossible. Delaware silencing the haters in 9 seconds with an early goal.
And I feel like this is where UD is going to be strongest, right? Is in the FSU defensive half. Because then we stop seeing FSU be able to bully, right? When they're low on boost, they can't be chasing people around. They can't be going for bumps or demos. They need to be focusing on defense. And with that, then maybe UD can start to build up a lead. They get the ball into the opponent's half, then you build from that. But it's been a matter of getting it there, because the second that Florida State bring it into the UD half, it doesn't leave until it's entered the goal.
Now Grau over the goal, Feeve with a shot, Icarus getting the save. We are only 30 seconds in. Delaware, though, I think this is their first lead of the series. I feel like it is. Icarus with a shot towards the goal, Grau getting the save. And Florida State, they need to figure out how to bring this one back. They're doing a good job right now, winning the ball in the midfield, not letting Delaware have space to extend their lead. But they still need to play with more purpose and stop giving it away so quickly.
Well, there's only one goal the difference, and I feel like Florida State, honestly, they haven't been giving it up quickly until now. UD seemingly have figured out a good bit of this defense, but I think it's more so that FSU has, again, slowed down a bit. They're not playing as bullying of a style. They're not playing as heavily aggressive, and that's what was working. As risky as it may have been, oh, Salcedo misses the save!
Oh, man. Salcedo with a... Well, even Ghost That's a really bad hit from Ghost, and Salcedo just missing it as well. Florida State, everything seeming to fall apart here in the first minute and a half as it's now a 2-0 lead for Delaware.
All right, Florida State now not in the driver's seat for the first time this entire series, but 2 goals only the difference. There's so much time on the clock, and honestly, every one of these games, as much as Delaware has been struggling to deal with the Florida State style of play, I feel like it's been dead even, which I think goes to show how good UD actually are. FSU, though, have a good attack here. Grau, good air dribble out. Over 2 players even. Good challenge by Salcedo, though. Finally put some brakes on it. Humanel up the wall. Ghost to counter. Gets a nice clear out. Icarus is up. If this redirect is in, there's nobody to stop it, but it just barely misses.
Yeah, but I love what I'm seeing now from Florida State. A lot of aggression. They are looking to bring it back. At the same time, though, I feel like we need to see more purposeful play from them. Too many times we see them just giving it away. And I also want to see them getting back to this, like, the demos and the aggression that got them those wins. We haven't seen them going for the demos or the aggressive plays so far here in Game 3.
No, like I mentioned earlier, man, it's stopped all that play style that was specifically tailored to playing against UD. FSU have adapted and then effectively reversed that here in this last game. They have to step up the pace, and they've got to win some of these midfield balls because you can tell the confidence is kind of leaving them right now.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, if I'm Florida State, if I'm in the comms right now, I'm saying, you know what, boys, like, we're down 2-0. We made some early mistakes, but this is it. We've got 2 minutes. That's plenty of time on the board. We've got to stay focused, get the communication up, keep it going, because we can definitely win this game. They are still in this one, but right now they are just reeling. Delaware came out early, hit him in the mouth, and they just seem like they don't know how to react.
Now with UD having Florida State on the ropes for the first time, you're right. It feels like they don't know how to react, and it almost makes me think that they didn't know what they were doing right, which is really, really scary, right? You're trying to face up all these top teams, but if you can't identify the one thing that was making you win the game, how can you expect to do it on a consistent basis? Well, almost have a passing play there. Could have been nice. UD now playing it out, but UD, a name we've said a lot right now. They've had so many opportunities in the Florida State half, and now Florida State with a minute remaining on the clock as the horn sounds. The pressure is on them to put 2 in the back of the net.
Oh, but a demo from Icarus. This is what I want to see. I want to see them rattle Delaware. So far, Florida State's looked rattled here in Game 3. They need to turn the tables on them, but they're still struggling. The Humanel with a long-range shot attempt. Ghost does deal with it, but again, that's more time that they're not spending attacking Delaware's goal. There's a shot from Salcedo. That could have been a goal, but it was just off target. I feel like we've said that a couple times this game as well. Now 30 seconds left to go. Florida State, they're going to be thinking back on those mistakes, all those missed opportunities, and as time ticks down, they're going to be wondering how can they pull it back in Game 4 and finish out the series.
That's exactly what it is here. 15 seconds down, and I mean, even a goal here is nice for Florida State, but at this rate it doesn't seem like it's going to be coming. I think you do look towards the next game, but you have to use this time in between games very, very wisely, because UD, I promise you, their game plan exactly the same like it has been every game before.
Yeah, you're right. That's the thing. Delaware, you know what you're going to get when you go up against this team. They're going to play their game, and they are really, really good at it. They showed it right there, because Florida State's strategies was pretty much tailor-made to try and stop what Delaware does. Delaware's still able to take that victory.
And with that, we're going to have to just remake a server real quick for what might be Delaware's start to a reverse sweep. One more game, and we could be headed to a very scary place for the Seminoles. We're back, ladies and gents. We've got Florida State versus UD. Florida State still in the lead, but definitely a lot less comfortable than they were 5 minutes ago, as UD have taken a game off them. Florida State need to turn up the pace, turn up the heat, and find a couple of goals after getting shut out last match.
Yeah, Florida State right now, they need to finish out this series before it gets out of hand. If Delaware gets a little bit more confidence going, it could end badly for them. Meanwhile, Delaware, they are looking to keep that momentum rolling and maybe get a reverse sweep started up. It all remains to be seen, and we'll have the answers for you very soon here. That's the nice thing about this Rocket League match. You won't have to wait too long because we're already underway. This first minute has been pretty back and forth. Not many opportunities arising, but still, we're seeing these teams going at it, trying to feel each other out. I'm wondering, are you noticing any differences so far in the first minute for how these two teams are playing?
Nothing from Delaware. Florida State, though, need more aggression. They have to be challenging these. They just don't have the confidence. I know they can play faster than this. We saw it in the Georgia Tech game. We saw it in the first 2 games of the series even. But right now, it's just not the same team showing up. And without that confidence, without a player, it's going to be real hard to stop Fee from scoring this goal. But he misses on his own time. Now Icarus gets a counterattack. Humanel up the wall. Denies it again. Another 50-50 loss for FSU. And I feel like I'm running out of fingers to count them on because they aren't even challenging them.
Yeah, a minute and a half in now. Still scoreless tie. Both teams trying to see if they can make something happen. Delaware able to get out of their own half now, but not setting up a whole lot. Grau coming through. They actually set up a demolition. He was looking to capitalize, but it didn't work out this time. Ooh, Ghost with a big hit down. Is there going to be anyone there for the rotations? Yep, just in time. Feeve and Grau both arrive for Delaware. Salcedo trying to center it up, but no one there to follow up on it.
Yeah, dangerous play here for both teams. They're both itching for just that one goal, and that's honestly all either of them are going to need if they want to play defensively. It seems like FSU is opting for that. Ghost gets the ball center, but nobody to follow up. Both of them rotate back this time. Yes, you need boost, but having a one-man forward would have made such a difference there.
Yeah, and that's the thing where you start to see these teams play maybe a little bit too timid, and then we'll see them later on pressing and overcommitting. Like right here, possible overcommit from Florida State. They're able to get the rotations back, but that was a dangerous play where Delaware easily could have scored. As time continues to tick down, we're more than halfway through and still scoreless. I need to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Delaware, they are looking to bring it to a Game 5 because they want to reverse sweep right now, but Florida State, they want to end it here and now. They're done. They want it to be over with. This is it. It's do or die time for both teams, really. This is definitely going to be an interesting one to go for. Both of these teams have done pretty well in terms of matches, and Feeve gonna score first there with less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Feeve coming out big here, finding the ball in the center of the field, and that's what I'm talking about. Those aggressive challenges are exactly what Florida State isn't doing. Both these teams are now playing a very similar style, but it's, again, trying to beat UD at their own game. It's the same thing we saw DePaul do earlier, and you're never going to be able to do it.
Yeah, there's a reason Delaware is so good at this strategy. There's a reason they don't learn other strategies, because this is just their bread and butter. You can't outplay them at this. You have to counter them. And right now, Florida State's just not doing it. A minute and a half left to go. Delaware with a 1-0 lead. I know 1-0 is not very strong in the world of Rocket League, but it's feeling commanding right now. Delaware, they're 2-0 on the day. They're looking to go to 3-0. Florida State currently 1-1. They want to go 2-1 because they want to keep their playoff hopes. They want to keep their playoff hopes alive. They want to be playing tomorrow. Both of these teams feel like they deserve a spot in the finals on a Sunday, and it should be interesting which one is going to be able to make it through. This game will most likely decide which one of these two teams will be playing tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm about to say here, but Humanel is going to shut me right on up. UD comes out with their second goal. And you said it best, this game most likely decides which of these two teams we'll see, right? Mizzou has already beat Florida State. Mizzou goes up against Delaware later. That might have something to do with it, but the winner of this match is likely to beat all of their other opponents alongside, right? Both these teams likely to win all their other matches outside of Mizzou, which is going to be difficult. And so this is really the one big difference maker for each of them. There's a chance it ties, but there's so much weighing on just this.
Now coming across the middle, but the Humanel with a huge clear. 30 seconds to go, and I can already feel Florida State, their energy is dying. This is where they need it most. Down to with 20 seconds left. It's doable, but they're in the wrong side of the pitch. As each second ticks down, their chances get smaller and smaller of bringing this one back to a Game 4 victory. And it's looking more and more like, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to a Game 5.
Man, Florida State, they've got to find something. I know Icarus has it in him. He's the spark for a lot of these comebacks. He's the spark for a lot of the games. But at the end of the day, against UD, it feels like they're just demoralized more and more the longer the series goes on. They looked so great in those first 2 games. Hard to even express that this is the same team.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like a different team. I'm wondering what happened to the Florida State we saw in games 1 and 2. That team playing aggressive, playing the demos, forcing Delaware to work hard for every goal, every pass, every clear, every challenge. I really liked that team, and I thought they had a great chance to win this series. But this team, this Florida State we saw in games 3 and 4 looks totally different.
I mean, I feel like even the Florida State that we saw go up against Mizzou would perform admirably against Delaware, but it feels like they can't call on that whenever they want to. It takes a little something, something. It takes a spark. But who's going to be that for them is the big question here, as Icarus gets real down and dirty with the ball.
But regardless, Game 5. One of my favorite words in the EGF Power Series. This should be a fun one here. Oh, and already an early opportunity here for Florida State. Delaware overcommitted slightly. The Humanel, though, coming for a demo to try and slow down this push, and it's worked well for them. Feeve and Grau playing slow, waiting for the setup, looking for a shot. Not going to work that time.
No, it's pinch out wide here for Florida State, and Florida State are in a little bit of danger, right? They're running low on boost. The shots are constantly coming in from UD, and I feel like this is the weakest part of Florida State's play, is their backboard defense. And it's something that UD hits on constantly, especially right now. They've realized the weak spot, and while they don't have to change their play style, they can certainly emphasize a specific part of it. As now they're, again, on the back foot, but Florida State, you can kind of look at each of these attacks. Florida State hasn't shown me anything convincing that says, oh, I think they're going to score here. They've only come out with goals that have been, well, okay, maybe they score here, but it's not likely. UD, every time they touch the ball, it feels like it's going to go in the net.
Yeah, which is also another crazy change of pace from games 1 and 2, where it felt like Delaware was struggling to get anything going on this offensive end. I almost wonder if maybe their offensive communication was a little bit lacking in those 2 games, because they really were struggling to score. But games 3 and 4, they've really turned it back on. And, oh, and there was an opportunity. Feeve gonna finish it off there. UD striking first here in game 5. They're looking to finish off the reverse sweep. Delaware fans, if you're here, but hope you got your brooms out. Hope you turn them upside down, because they're looking for it.
The reverse sweep staring Florida State square in the face. Will the Seminoles be able to step up is the big question right now, right? Find your momentum, but relentless shots right now from UD. UD even getting confident. They're getting aggressive. They're playing right in front of Florida State's goal because they feel no fear from this Florida State team right now. Florida State has to instill that in them, has to make them care, and 2 demos is one way of starting it at the very least.
Yeah, a 1-score lead, no lead at all in the World Rocket League. We need to see Florida State proving that statement true. I want to see them equalize this game and make it a little more interesting. 2.5 minutes to go, and now about halfway through, and Florida State has still looked like a shell of the team we saw in games 1 and 2.
All it takes is one opportunity, though. Grau with the shot off the wall, pinch center. Feeve could try to do something with it feasibly. But no, Florida State still denying that pressure for the time being. 50-50 on to Grau, sends it back into UD territory. Feeve needs to be careful about how he controls this. It could be a cross.
Oh.
No, just barely takes away that 50-50 in the time afterwards. Just barely bouncing off his car the way he wants it to. Now 2 minutes on the clock. And honestly, every 30 seconds matters. Double touch off the backboard for Feeve. No! Plays it back down to Grau, and the defense finally gets there. And again, the backboard defense for Florida State is just not on par with the rest of their play.
Yeah, that time they were safe, but...
Oh!
Oh, no! Icarus flies too close. He falls into the sea, and the ball bounces out of the goal. He had a wide open net. That was the moment for Florida State to come back into this game. And how many times have we seen them over these past 3 games struggling? Salcedo, though, with a demolition. That's what I want to see. I want to see them ruining Delaware's rotations, getting inside their head, rattling them here. That will help them to win this game. But still, Florida State struggling to get anything going on this offensive side. There's another demolition. There's no one in front of this goal. Salcedo, he misses it.
Go, wait, Icarus is open. The shot is in! Florida State find one in the final minutes before UD pull off the reverse sweep here to tie up and at least keep the game alive. There's a pulse, and Icarus is showing us exactly where it is. What a gorgeous passing play from a team that we haven't seen any team play from in the past 2 games.
The beast was dormant, but it has awakened. It is ready now for the final minute of this game to make this series even more exciting here in Game 5. Florida State has arrived. They were gone, but now they're back, and I couldn't be happier. Now we're waiting to see how this one turns out. Tied all even at 1 with 40 seconds left. So many opportunities now for Florida State. They had several shots there in a few seconds. Humanel misses. That could have been a dangerous scenario, though, but Florida State, they were playing it safe. They were already backing off, so no chance to capitalize. 30 seconds left to go now. Grau bringing it back down the pitch, setting it up for Feeve. The Humanel coming in to see what he can do, trying to set up a center ball for his team. Delaware looking for a shot. Feeve puts it in, but Icarus dealing with that one pretty easily. Salcedo now in the midfield. Ghost. Ooh, Grau actually wins that one over Ghost. A nice challenge there. He's going for the aerial dribble, trying to play it in from the side wall. And now with 1 second left to go, we might be looking at overtime unless a last-second goal can come in here.
You need to be careful. Icarus can actually play this across the field. Ball goes up, should drop down on top of a UD card. Barely not hitting the goal. We're going to overtime in Game 5, Cool J. It is close as it can be. Neck and neck. Florida State look like they've got their mojo back, but the question is, can that aggression continue? We saw it immediately after the goal. Every 50-50 challenge, they're stepping on the gas pedal. 3 members forward. They want this goal, and they don't give a damn about UD's counterattack. They say, we'll be back in time. Hopefully here. Ghost comes in 50-51. They're confident in their play right now, and this looks like a renewed Florida State University as Ghost with the shot comes over top. 50-50 from Salcedo. Drops it right back in front of the goal, and UD need to counterattack ASAP.
They do, but they can't. Florida State is stuffing them at midfield. They are winning these challenges, and they are looking for more scores. Icarus playing it in towards the goal. Feeve with a nice clear and goes in position. Oh, he mishits that. This could be bad. He gets in position for the save, but the Humanel hits it back, and Grau puts it in. Delaware finished the reverse sweep, winning Game 5 in overtime over Florida State.
I mean, every single goal came down to one mistake from either side. Florida State there at the end, I mean, it was Ghost missing the save properly, but nonetheless, man, such a close game. And Delaware at the end, they are going to come away with an amazing reverse sweep.
Amazing indeed. And if you've been enjoying watching Delaware on the stream, you won't have to wait very long. They'll be up next facing off against the top squad in the group so far, Missouri. Both teams are actually undefeated in the championship stage group play, and this will probably decide who takes first place out of this group going into tomorrow.
All right, ladies and gents, we'll be back with that game in just a moment. Until then, I'll leave you guys with a schedule and a bit of music to jam out to. We'll catch you in a little bit. ladies and gentlemen, the game to decide a lot of things here going down. Missouri taking on Delaware, the 1 versus 2 seed currently in this group. It's going to be making a lot of decisions as to how this plays out going on, especially heading in to the bracket, but we are already underway. I am Doran. Of course, I'm still joined by Cool J. He's been accompanying me all day. It's been a real nice day so far, but as we lead into the second half, we're getting some really exciting matches.
Yeah, exciting matches indeed, and this is definitely the match of the day. The 2 top teams in the group, Delaware 3-0, Missouri 2-0, but we've already seen how incredible Missouri is. Missouri is my favorite in this match, but honestly, I feel like Delaware, with the way they're playing today, especially after that series they just had against Florida State, they could be in a prime position to knock off the Tigers.
Yeah, looking to take down that top seed. It's weird because UD are usually the team with the target on their back. They're used to being one of EGF's finest, beating a lot of teams, but when Mizzou's in the mix, it kind of brings this whole other beast out. And while UD have played many a top team before, notably UTA, it's a whole other beast playing against Mizzou because they are aggressive as all hell, and they're coming for your goal.
Yeah, it's tough for Delaware to play their methodical play style because Missouri's just coming at you. We want more goals, more goals. That's all they know how to do, and it's working well for them so far, scoring the first goal in this match.
Manel tries to fire one back, but not to be had quite yet as Mizzou still keeping the pressure on. Just need a counterattack now to work off, and they finally got it. Chalks out. Blanks could go up for this, but no. It's going to be left here for Grau, and now Mizzou are going to take it straight back into UD territory. No shot had, but a lot of members using up a lot of boost.
Yeah, definitely. A minute and a half in now. Missouri still up 1. Delaware looking to see if they can make something happen, but Chalks, the nice touch there. Now Humanel trying to clear it, but in the midfield, Blanks and Chalks winning it. The midfield control for Missouri right now has just been suffocating for this Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware struggle to get the ball out of their half, mostly because of that midfield control, like you mentioned, but they can work on that. They can build out of their own half. We know UD have that ability, but Mizzou are going to continue to punish them until they finally realize that every single 50-50, nothing is for free here for the orange side. They have managed to at least get the ball past the line, but Blanks comes along. Demolition shuts down the push, though. Another one off of himself. Now the goal wide open. Who's there to take the shot? Ethanol. Oh, the fake over top. 2-0. Mizzou are going to make their lead way more than just a fluke.
Incredible stuff from Missouri, continuing to push the envelope. More and more aggression, more and more shots, leads to another goal. Now a 2-0 lead for them. And my question is, are they going to put it in cruise control, or are they going to keep on accelerating? I'm not sure. Delaware, though, maybe having an opportunity here. Grau with some fancy footwork. Chalk's not interested. He plays that one right back out. And Blanks now looking for a shot towards the goal. Bounces it off the backboard. Ethanol skying through, but Feeve, nice job dealing with that one.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just want to see aggression from Mizzou. I mean, we saw it with FSU versus UD. The second the aggression stopped, UD pulled out the reverse sweep. Same thing goes for Mizzou. If you stop playing like this, if you're Mizzou, you will lose. UD will beat you at their game if you are not careful.
Now, under 2 minutes to go. We shall see. Can these guys pull it out? Can Delaware bring it back? Ethanol with a demo. We know how much of an effect that has on Delaware, and right there it sets up a goal. Ethanol with the assist to Blanks. After the, I mean, we talked about it so much in the Florida State match, and you see right there the setup it has.
Yeah, Mizzou come through, another strong goal here, and I'm trying to pinpoint any one part of this Mizzou side that is really carrying them, but I can't. It's been a team effort the entire time between Blanks, Chalks, and Ethanol. They're all coming up absolutely massive, whether it be in the center of the field or on the attacking half.
And with a 3-goal lead with so little time left, Delaware are going to be struggling. And even right there, they had a golden opportunity to score, and they just barely tapped the ball. They really didn't put a lot of energy into that one. I think we need to see a real reset from this Delaware squad, and we might even need to see some adjustments coming out in Game 2 for them to be able to win this.
I mean, did you just say UD and adjustment in the same sentence? Because doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
Well, it certainly is unlikely, but I feel like we've seen crazier things happen. And these guys want to win bad. They want to prove to the Tigers that they are the better team. And I just need to see it from them. I need to see some fight. Grout bringing it down the field now. 30 seconds left to go. Delaware, they don't want to go scoreless here in Game 1, but Missouri is just setting the pace, and Delaware can't keep up.
Delaware coming through. I feel like they could keep up with the pace. That's the crazy thing, though. Their defense is strong. It has been limiting Missouri's options, but they just don't have an attacking half right now. They're struggling so much on making those intentional clears, using their boosts confidently to get up to the ball and get it out to the wings to play into the other half of the field.
Well, as the time ticks down, 3-0 will be the scoreline here. Missouri taking Game 1 in dominating fashion against the University of Delaware. And I really got to wonder, Dor, I know we've been talking about it a lot, but come on, what is your one thing, your one key? What can Delaware do here to try and stop the bleeding against this Missouri offense?
Play slower balls out of the back. Look for passes to your teammates, right? You're winning a lot of 50-50s, but you just immediately send it back out to the midfield. Every single player on Missouri is literally just waiting there for you to pass it to them. And I feel like if it's become that obvious, it shouldn't be an issue. But for Delaware, these are the kind of issues that arise, right? They're the very obvious ones, but they're not being fixed.
Well, you heard it here first. We know what Delaware has to do. Let's see if they're going to be capable of doing it. Meanwhile, Missouri, if you haven't been paying attention, they were absolutely dominant there in the Game 1. 3-0, I don't think is a good enough reflection of how well they played in that game. Missouri looking to continue to assert their dominance. Delaware looking to turn it back around here in Game 2. Kickoff is going to be getting underway in just a few moments.
All right, Game 2. I think this is really the decider. Of course, it wasn't when it was up against Florida State. This Mizzou side looking just as dominant, if not more so than that. So a double reverse sweep for UD would be a very, very stressful thing for them to actually go through. Yes, you come away with a lot of momentum after the first one, and you start to believe, but you shouldn't have to reverse sweep. You can't, okay, within reason, you cannot win a tournament off solely reverse sweeps. It's just not reliable enough, especially with other teams in the mix. Now, though, UD, they're getting aggressive. They're putting balls in the net, and they're taking a 1-0 lead.
Well, finally, we've been waiting for Delaware to show up in this series, and they do it here in style. 30 seconds into this match, they're going to score first. And now the ball is in Mizzou's court. Can they respond? We've seen them put up goals in bunches many times before on many teams, but Delaware is not like many teams. Oh, and that was a golden opportunity there. Wasted. Blanks had a wide open net, and he just whiffed it.
He's got to be careful, though. Another opportunity here for UD. Oh, boy. Careful stuff here from Mizzou, and they're struggling to get that attacking half. It's pretty much the exact opposite of what we saw in the previous match, but UD not as aggressive quite. Double touch of the back wall for Chalks. No. Grabs some solid defense. Now Humanel plays it out, and UD, they're building out of their half, right? They're playing it down to that midfield player and then looking forward. Instead of just looking to boot the ball, they're playing very intelligently. And look at this. It's pretty back and forth.
Back and forth it is indeed, but Delaware, they're going to benefit from that because they got that first goal already. They're happy to do this back and forth because they want to take time off the clock, less time for Missouri to get back into this one. But against a team like Missouri, don't need a lot of time at all to score a couple goals and retake the lead. Delaware, I think they're going to need another goal or two before they really feel comfortable right now. Well, Feeve with a demo, maybe they were looking to set up a play, but this time, oh, and there it is! This shot from Feeve, and now a 2-goal lead for Delaware.
A big one at that here. 3 minutes on the clock, solidifying that is going to be real nice. Mizzou, they don't have the same gas in the tank. It feels like they're running out. They're starting to feel the pace get to them. UD's pressure, although not there in the first game, still just lingers over top of you. And then you lose confidence, you lose those aerials, and then that UD consistency comes out. Once the UD has you in a corner, it is almost guaranteed to be game over because they're not going to let up. And they're not going to mess up either. You have to force mistakes. Without confidence, that's never going to happen.
Confidence, the mental game, so huge in the world of Rocket League. It's huge. It's the best. And the confidence right now, I don't know where it's gone. Missouri, they were looking so good in game 1, and their confidence just disappeared.
Browse up though. Another shot could be had. Not quite here. It's 2:30. Ticks away on the clock halfway through this game, and it's the same situation that we've seen in times before with UD. A 2-0 lead, and they just look comfortable. Humanel making up, going to be challenging this. Pinches towards the UD net. Blanks could look to score, but off the backboard comes Grau. Sends it right back, reeling towards the Mizzou side.
Now with 2 minutes left to go, Blanks playing it into the corner. Feeve, Chalks, back and forth it goes. Over the goal. Oh no, again, a missed opportunity from Missouri. How many times have we seen that today? And it's so rare for them to make these mistakes. But twice now, earlier with Blanks and then again there, a wide open goal opportunity that they just missed.
Still time though. Mizzou scores goals in twos, it feels like. And with the ball over the net, it's dangerous as Ethanol comes down. Blanks though! Saved by Grau. Now the counterattack from UD comes in. A third goal would all but end this game in a single push of a button. But Mizzou are definitely not out of it until that happens. 2 goals doable with almost any amount of time here in Rocket League, so Mizzou can hold on to those hopes of winning this match. And then, no! The own goal?
You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. Chalks putting it in on Missouri's own net. 3-goal lead now for Delaware, and they've completely flipped the script. I don't know what to do, because Missouri was 3-0 in game 1, and now Delaware 3-0 in game 2. Both teams, Grau playing it into the corner. Missouri, they're not giving up yet. They're still trying, but again, we talked about it already. I feel like that confidence is just not there for them right now. They're not making the plays that they usually make.
No, and you have to come out of these games swinging. This kind of just shows how important that is, right? UD, a team that's so difficult to gain momentum against, finally here in the 5th minute, we're seeing Mizzou start to build it back up, and hopefully that can carry over to next game. Maybe they find another 2 here in 40 seconds, but either way, it needs to stay.
Well, 30 seconds left. 2 goals is what Missouri will need. I believe that they can do it, but oh man, not like this. Oh, a great save. I don't know how they managed to pull that off, but somehow Missouri pulls that one out of their goal. But again, they're not playing with purpose. When they go upfield, they give it right back to Delaware. Oh, but this time it works out for him. Blanks with the assist to Chalks, and now they're within 1 with 15 seconds to go.
The hope is alive here for Mizzou. 16 seconds on the clock, though, means it is go time. Keep the ball up at 1 second or score it on a kickoff goal. Either way, it's definitely tight here for the blue side, looking to put this series up 2-0. Chalks has a shot, and there it is! We called it! On the kickoff, it comes, and Mizzou are all but out of this game right now.
Oh my goodness, and Delaware, a team that's so clean, that prides themselves on clean play, making one of the most cardinal sins you can do, letting in the kickoff goal. What a huge mistake from them, and now with time ticking down, it looks like we're going to be going to overtime. Oh my my God!
Oh
No!
my Lord! Maybe we don't, Cool J.
Overtime? I don't think so. That's what Chuck said right there. He puts it right in. He's winning here and now. And I have no idea. Missouri, I feel like they just did this just to mess with my head. They couldn't do anything for 4 minutes. And then in the final minute, they scored 4 goals to win game 2.
Hold up.
Well, that's
not. The flick misses. Well, that was a game. That took us all kinds of places, didn't it, Cool J, right? So Delaware come out to a ridiculous lead. That just looks insurmountable, right? We see Missouri almost just roll over, ready to die, and look like they had nothing in the tank, and out of nowhere, 4.
I don't know how they did it, honestly. I mean, the thing is, the whole time I was sitting there like, you know, Missouri, they're pretty good. They can do this. They can pull it off. And then they did it. I'm just sitting here like, wow, where were you? But, you know, I'm glad that you showed up. And now Delaware, they have to, as we're getting ready to start game 3, their backs are against the wall right now. They still will most likely be going to play on Sunday, but they want that #1 seed. They want to knock off the Tigers, but I'm not sure if anyone is capable of taking down this Missouri squad.
Well, Missouri proving indomitable right now. However, still was a close match. UD know they can do this. They've got all reason in the world to believe in themselves right now. Create good opportunities. Grouse up. 2 members, though, low on boost is dangerous. If Blanks wins this, but he doesn't. Now down back into the territory of Mizzou. Ethanol gets a good opportunity added. The ball pinging back and forth. Going to decide to play it off the back wall. Double touchdown and in! Mizzou from half field pull out a massive goal.
Yeah, incredible stuff from Ethanol off the ceiling here, and then tapping it in. These backboard plays are just so good. So hard to defend against as well.
Well, 30 seconds in, going much faster for Mizzou than we're used to, but I think that was a big punish on a massive misplay from UD. The rotation was definitely not there, but I do think it is entirely possible for UD to come back, right? It's one mistake, one that's not common from UD. As long as they don't let it get to them mentally, they stand a pretty good chance in this game right now.
Yeah, they do, but the mental game, as you just mentioned, it's so important. Oh, demos all over the field. This one's turning into a war zone right now. These teams both wanting to turn this one in their favor. We're only a minute into it, but Missouri still feeling strong, but Delaware coming through. An incredible save from Chalks. That one was bouncing in front of the goal, but he manages to pull it back from the final hour.
Man, it was not easy, but nonetheless, we see Mizzou come through on top. It sends back into the UD half. Blanks up. Ethanol, no boost, but buys a lot of time here, right? Thief, good demo. This is actually going to be a great opportunity for UD to come out of their half, pick up a ton of boost, and go at Mizzou. Guns blazing, 50-50 up. Human L sends it towards the net. Ethanol with the save, though. Right on up. Grau feels backflip, man. Not going to be getting that one. Leaves it instead for Feeve. Now Chalk gets an opportunity to play it out. And the question is, how many of these attempts is UD actually going to get? One more at least here as Feeve shoves it right up into the backboard. Blanks, though, gets a good opportunity to clear. And finally, Mizzou, at least out of the woods for a quarter of a second.
Yeah, but not even that. Still, we see the relentless assault coming from Delaware, but incredible defensive rotations from Missouri to survive this barrage with no goals coming through. But now, oh, I may have spoken too soon. Ethanol with an incredible save. The Human L looked like he had a wide open net. But again, Missouri just managing to make the plays they need to make as we're past the halfway point of this game. Delaware still has yet to score.
Delaware, that slow style here is just starting to kill you. You got to put on the pressure. You got to send more than 2 people up into this half if you want to score. Mizzou is not an easy team. You have to take risks. You've got to make plays. You've got to be willing to. But right now, it's Mizzou in the driver's seat. They're looking for another cross here from Ethanol. Back to the middle. Blanks with a shot. Good save by Grau.
Yeah, and they really would have liked to have that one. Missouri, a one-score lead, especially with all these shots that Delaware is putting in. They would certainly like to extend that, but Delaware not having any of it. The Human L with a shot. Oh, off target. Thieve now bringing it back into the corner. They're looking to recenter it up, see if they can't get these rotations back through. Oh, that's a great drop down, but an even better save from Chalks. The Human L, he was in the perfect position, but Chalks was too. Chalks again managing to find incredible touches on this defensive side and shutting down these Delaware attacks.
I mean, it's been so close for UD. The ball floating on the line of Mizzou. Unable to do much about it, though. They've committed. They've done everything it takes, but they have the time to actually finish it off. The question is, Blanks shoves one down to the goal. Ball set up. Human L, not much boost to save it, though. Chalks gets free reign over this ball and where it's going to be going. So does Ethanol now as he wins a 50-50. Grouse sends one out, and UD just a absolute orchestra of errors right now, and they can't keep their heads on straight.
Yep, and now that one is devastating. With a minute to go, a goal from Ethanol makes it a 2-0 lead. Delaware, who's been struggling all series long, now in game 3 has to find a way to score 2 goals in the final minute. Maybe it might be 3. Oh no, Chalks and Blanks combining again. That might be the finishing touches on this series.
Are you kidding me, Cool J? You just saw Mizzou pull back 4 goals, and you're going to tell me it's over?
I don't know, man. Delaware is not Missouri. At least they're not looking like it right now. But you're right. Anything can happen. Thieve on the ball now, trying to bring it down the pitch. It'll have to start soon if it's going to happen. Ooh, and Human L had one, but Chalk's going to get the save. Coming the other way, 30 seconds now. With every tick of the clock, gets more and more unlike. Chalks, oh no, no way. Oh, I thought for sure they were going to get goal number 4 there. The timing just didn't work out, but really what's working out for Missouri right now is all this clock that they're burning. Every time they touch the ball, they just take more time off the clock. And now I just think it's all but over. Delaware, thanks for playing, but Missouri with the victory. An incredible showing here, a 3-0 sweep of the second best team in their group. Missouri, they are looking forward to tomorrow. They don't feel challenged, they don't feel threatened, and they look stellar.
I mean, we're starting to see that clear hierarchy come out right now in the group, and as teams go down and teams come up, teams will fall and teams will rise, right? We see Mizzou reaffirming their power. U Delaware able to beat Florida State, but when it came to Mizzou, the results were almost the same, in fact worse. So it's a close one here in the third group, but there's plenty more Rocket League to be played. We've got DePaul versus Syracuse, Mizzou versus Syracuse, and DePaul versus Florida State, all coming up in just a bit. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on those screens. Don't leave too quickly because we'll be right back with more Rocket League action. ladies and gents. Third to last match of the night here. And we have DePaul University taking on Syracuse. Neither of these teams have managed to find a win. However, someone's got to come out on top, don't they, Cool J?
Yeah, honestly, this is the battle for the bottom. These two teams, they're pretty much already knocked out, but they're playing now for pride, playing for those result points, because you always want to do the best that you can in the EGF Power Series. These results matter a lot, in my opinion. I know, some people don't think they do, but I really think it's good to come out and show your best shot every single time you come out, because you won't get another chance for a little while. So these two teams definitely should be bringing their A game. Syracuse and DePaul right now. So far in this game, they're kind of going back and forth with it. Ooh, Hush with a shot opportunity though, but Carmaggiuni with a nice save.
Yeah, off the bat, I kind of give Syracuse a little bit of an edge here. Right, we saw a lot of really great stuff from them. DePaul has put up a good fight as well against some teams, but I think a lot of this is going to come down to who's able to better string together possession in the midfield, as a lot of it does come down to. But I think we're even enough defensively that really is the biggest opening as well, not just the one that matters most.
Now back and forth it goes. Ofish winning it in the midfield. Well, actually, Jack is going to win that challenge. Now in the corner we go. Carmaggiuni for DePaul, going to bring it back out. Still scoreless, these two teams. Still looking to try and make something happen. We're hearing all kinds of crazy engines all over the field. We may see some car meta changing throughout this match as well. It remains to be seen. But so far, these guys look to be having fun with this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match, though, regardless of whether or not these teams are able to string together the same stuff that they were earlier. And honestly, we're playing a little bit of ping pong. Balls back and forth. I love that push, though, from DePaul, actually. Looking for a really good team opportunity, though. They messed themselves up on the save, and Hush capitalizes when he needs to.
Yeah, the players were getting twister tied all up in there. Carmaggiuni and Ofish colliding with each other in the goal, and that leaves it wide open for Hush to get the first score for Syracuse.
Syracuse now coming in, searching for another opportunity for a net goal. Found here by Hush, but he's searching for more off the backboard. No follow-up from this Patrick, however. Jaco has time to play out. DePaul in their own back line now. Need to be careful, right? The counterattack from Syracuse could be so deadly. It's exactly how we saw goals come out earlier from them. They relied on it, in fact, and now it's even more deadly. That ball nearly crosses to center, but it will be intercepted by Jack off the back. No, good touch by Ofish. Plays it out towards Jaco.
Now these teams playing it back and forth. Carmaggiuni looking for a shot towards goal for this DePaul squad. We're halfway through, still a one-score game, but that lead is in favor of Syracuse, who right now seem to be in control. DePaul, though, they are threatening and looking to even up the score. Jaco coming through, but Patrick skies. Oh!
Big touch there by Ofish. Sends that one careening towards the net, off the pinch no less. Slow ball, but sometimes that's all it takes. One bad 50-50, and Syracuse are going to be thanking their lucky stars because they get more time to try and bring this one back in. Well, that'll do it.
That was fast.
Yeah, 2 goals up, 1 goal for DePaul now. 2 minutes left, though, and this is the closest series because we were talking about it during a little bit of a break, how this game is probably going to be playing out, and with I don't say little on the line, I would say rather more on the line. I suppose both these teams honestly are going to be doing their best. Both of them need to come away with the win, right? It's a dignity thing, it's a pride thing, and Ofish is showing that he wants more. He's coming in with the dribble, trying to put together some sort of string of passes. But at the end of the day, Syracuse, I feel like, have been playing better as a team together as opposed to just individually.
Now, as the time ticks down, Ofish, he already scored 1 goal. He's looking for another. DePaul down by 1 yet again, thanks to some heroics from Hush on the Syracuse squad. DePaul looking to try and find their way back into it. Ofish with a nice air dribble coming down the pitch. Patrick bouncing it off the back wall. Carmaguni fires it goalwards. Jack with a save. But there's a lot of boost on this DePaul side. They can commit to an attack run. And Jaco with the score, evening it up with 1 minute to go.
I mean, a good counterattack here from Mid. One player gone. He recognizes the opening for the air dribble. Bops it right on over here. We already know that they were pretty low on boost on the defensive end. Now we see a tied up scoreline, 1 minute. And this game only gets better as we keep going. Jack will be going for the kickoff. Notice Patrick, though. A good opportunity to return the bump, though. Stops him. Hush with the shot. No. Ofish puts a stop to that one.
Yeah, and now as time ticks down, DePaul trying to see what they can do. For most of this game, they were on the back foot, but now they've managed to even it up with less than a minute to go. Hush coming down the field for Syracuse. He's been doing a lot of work for this Syracuse squad. Gonna get denied this time, though. Carmaguni coming through. Jack with a nice touch. He's playing it in the midfield. Tries to fake out Jaco, but he's unsuccessful. Carmaguni tried to get a touch on it, but couldn't. Ofish with a big clear. 30 seconds left to go. If someone's gonna score now, it will probably be a game winner, or else we'll be seeing some overtime as the time keeps going. 15 seconds.
Oh, great
it
touch
might
shot.
Be a last second opportunity, and there it is. Ofish with another goal here, scoring for DePaul.
That's a big one, like you mentioned. Most likely to win now. That one goal just matters so much with so little time. And honestly, I've got to say, DePaul, they came back and they're showing they've got a lot of guts to them, especially this entire attacking half has been amazing.
Yeah, and now as the time goes down, can Syracuse bring it back? Oh, maybe they can. Oh, not a good hit from Hush. Jack with...
Oh! He got robbed right at the line, but the match will end and DePaul get away with what might just be murder. That one hurts there if you're Syracuse. You were so close. Just keeping that one off the ground would have made a world of a difference. However, there's still plenty of Rocket League to be played. You know you can compete with this DePaul side. So the question is, you know, mentally, how much does that take out of them just losing that one game?
Well, you know, that's a good question. The thing is, Syracuse had momentum for the entire match, but then DePaul turned it around very late and really showed up big in that last minute. I think that will count more. I think DePaul will have a better chance to carry that momentum, but we already saw Syracuse playing good Rocket League for most of that game. They just couldn't finish it out. So I think if Syracuse can come back and now it's 0-0 again, if they can play a full game of Rocket League, I think they're going to win this one.
They stand a solid chance of doing so. The last game was one of actually the most even that we've seen today. Even though the teams may not be competing for a playoff spot, they are competing. You know what? I think both of them want it. Ball over. Ofish has done it again.
Yeah, this dude, honestly, showing up big in this match. He's been more of a role player for this squad, but right now looking like a star. A nice dribble and then a bar down shot there early on in the game to give the lead to DePaul.
And DePaul, I want to see them continue this momentum. They've been looking good, and honestly, one of the most solid attacks I've seen from them so far. This entire set of goals now has been extremely solid, and a lot of that comes from the attacking half, comes from being aggressive on the 50-50s. We see Syracuse backing off of a lot of them, losing a lot of that confidence, and so then that gives DePaul the ball, it gives them boost control, and then you get plays like that with Ofish because nobody can keep up with them.
Yeah, and the thing is, I feel like these games are going pretty slow. And right as I say that, DePaul speeds it up with another goal there.
That's what they're looking for. Continue that momentum from last game. Jacob gets a little slice of this goal pie, if you will. And with a minute off of the clock, DePaul are looking more and more dominant by the second. Syracuse, they've got to find a way back in this one, right? You started off game one so well. Cool J, what do you think that little bit of magic was for them that had them at such a good lead?
Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure. It seems like so long ago that Syracuse was really handling this DePaul squad. A lot of it, though, was Hush. Hush is usually the star player for this Syracuse squad. Ooh, and there's Patrick putting in a goal. And I feel like Hush started off very strong in game one and then just kind of got quiet. But now, some of the other members of Syracuse showing up, scoring a goal, bringing it back to 1. And showing some fight from this Syracuse squad. That's what I like to see.
Now let's see what they can do here. Pressuring the ball in no man's land. Ball goes out to, this is Patrick. Let's see him create something on this attack. Flips off the wall. Just goes straight to Carmen Jr. though, who fires it in towards the Syracuse net. Good touch by Jack though. Puts it out wide. But there's nobody there to receive, which means that Ofish can continue to pressure. Continue to take that boost away. And slow down this attack from Syracuse. Oh, the bump puts it across goal. Oh, but Jaco gets there just in time.
Yeah, yet again, just barely getting by. And DePaul now on the offensive, looking to score again. We'll see. But now Hush bringing it back the other way. That's a long-range shot, and it's going to go in.
Dunked in by This is Patrick. 2-2. We see the score evened up. Carmagini waiting so patiently, trying to get it out, but just not going to stand a chance when he's knocking on your door.
Yeah, and those are always my favorite plays. Actually, what I loved about the Missouri match was how many times Chalks was able to pull those plays out from the brink when the ball's bouncing inside the goal line, and somehow he was able to bring it back out. Incredible stuff from him. Patrick going for some demo plays. I like it. Like what I'm seeing from Syracuse. They've tied it up. They want to take the lead. We're still not even halfway through this game, though.
Plenty of time for other teams to score, and it's pretty much the exact same affair as we saw earlier on, right? This game can get really bloody really fast, lots of goals going everywhere, but whenever it goes 2-2 like this, for whatever reason, it tends to slow down. Neither team wants to be the one that gives up that goal that really threatens to break the game wide open for the other side, so they take it easy, make sure they're not taking risk, and now it turns into a battle of attrition.
A battle of attrition, and my question is, who do you think out of these teams is going to win that battle of attrition?
I mean, if they continue to play this way, I do think Syracuse stands a solid chance. DePaul is all about bursts of speed, bursts of energy, looking for solid counterattacks, and if they can't find those, that'll be it. But they set themselves up. Shot from Ofish. No! Save from This is Patrick. He's been alive the entire game, coming up so clutch for Syracuse, and yet again is going to stop one, but Carmen Jr. has a shot. Jack actually 50s it, takes the win, and pushes it back into DePaul territory.
Yeah, good stuff from Jack there to shut down that push. I'm not sure how DePaul didn't manage to score there, but somehow they just didn't. And Syracuse are thankful for it. They're managing to stay alive. They're coming into the corner now. Oh, and they're looking to put one on net, maybe. Jack winning it in the midfield, but Carmen Jr. playing it towards the goal. There it is. Oh, air dribble all the way across the pitch. And that's the go-ahead one with a minute to go.
Oh, boy. Carmen Jr. coming out with some nice stuff. Finishes that goal off very rightly, but there's time. Syracuse, known for coming back right about now. They got to muscle it back into this game with a minute 15 left on the clock, though. One goal seems trivial for them.
Well, it may seem trivial, but they still have to make it happen. It is not a done deal. There are no guarantees. DePaul right now are in position to win Game 2 and take us to Game 3 and match point for them. Syracuse trying to do whatever they can to avoid that happening. Hush with a nice save there off of Carmagini's shot towards the goal. As the clock ticks down. Ofish. Oh, Ofish fires it goalwards, but it bounces on out. Now Hush down the field. 30 seconds to go. Who will be able to pull it out? Will DePaul hang on, or will Syracuse bring it into overtime? Remains to be seen. Hush in the corner looking to set it up. Oh, no!
Oh, no. Ofish again?
He mishits it, though. It was a wide open net, but he just wasn't on target. And that means that there's still an opportunity for Syracuse to be into this game.
And the ball floating in front of the ball territory. They need to be careful. Play that ball out, and that is so much time with a single touch. Carmagini looking to just waste away at this clock. 1 second, the ball comes down, and Jack can't keep it up. That is it. Game 2 over, and DePaul are going to be taking this one to match point.
And the ordering was a bit different, but that game was very similar to game 1. Syracuse, they put up a fight, they scored some goals, but overall, DePaul was just a little bit too powerful. They brought it in the end. DePaul played a full 5-minute game. Syracuse, they just can't seem to finish these games out.
Well, I feel like the biggest difference between this isn't just that. I feel like it's more so that they're even on team play, but when it comes down to not only clutch potential, right, but also just player speed, that's where we're seeing DePaul edge them out, and that matters so much because over the course of the game, you're only going to lose that as you lose momentum, and DePaul are sitting pretty. Ofish seems to just not be fazed by anything, flying around the field no matter what's going on.
Well, we'll have some time to figure out what's going on here as we get into game 3. And these two teams are ready to go. The kickoff underway. Early on, teams back and forth. Jack with a nice hit towards that DePaul goal. Syracuse looking for an early score. Jaco with a demo trying to slow it down this push, but to no avail. Hush gonna tap it on in there.
Well, Syracuse, they're alive. They've got a pulse. They come back, fire one in. The question is, can they convert it into more? Is a solid team play? We see the ball going down. The speed starts to be there. It is a kickoff goal, right? There's not much boost in the tanks for DePaul, so a great job of actually utilizing that, taking advantage of it. But now we're going to see DePaul with a little bit more start to really come alive, right? That's not the DePaul you expect to see after kickoff. That is mostly, right, because DePaul were low on boost and you were able to take advantage of it. That won't be that easy heading forward into this match.
Well,
oh my goodness! Where did that come from, Syracuse? The passing play midair. Notice Patrick goes up for the air dribble to his teammate here. Jack lays it down into the net. And a beautiful second goal. Dare I say it, the most impressive goal that Syracuse has scored all day.
Yeah, and you were saying nothing comes easy, but Syracuse certainly made that one look easy. However, we've seen this before from Syracuse, an early 2-0 lead. Where did that one end up at? That was in game 1, the comeback from DePaul, and Syracuse fell silent. Syracuse has yet to score 3 goals in this series. They've reached that 2-point, and then they just plateau. We'll see if this time they can avoid falling silent or if they'll fall to the same fate. Karma Judy playing it towards the goal. This time, though, not on target. Ofish bouncing it up now. Jaco going for the goal. Off target again, though, for this DePaul squad.
Now, DePaul need to be careful here, right? You're looking for goals. You need to get aggressive, but there's plenty of time, so you don't need to be giving away any more than you have to here. Notice Patrick actually gets bumped, but it's right out of position to stop the shot from Jaco. I told you they only need to be patient right now, and there you go. Carmaggiuni with the pass over. Jaco, a beautiful finish into the far post, and it's going to be that score starting to even up, Cool J.
Yeah, that was a nice little 1-2 punch. Carmaggiuni to Jaco over the middle. But still, DePaul needs to find one more goal. Syracuse has that 1-goal lead. And Syracuse actually looking to extend it here. They're playing aggressive, but they may have overcommitted. Hush there. Perfect timing. Gonna stop that push for now. Jaco, Ofish, they still want more. Jaco playing it over the middle. But now it's back on the other side. Carmaggiuni on the ball. Ooh, a nice touch from him, faking out one of the defenders. Oh, he sets it up for Jaco. An incredible play from Carmaggiuni to set up Jaco for a goal.
Here we go. DePaul are doing it again. The comeback that we saw in game 1 immediately comes into effect again. A barrage of goals from Jaco. And now the momentum headed towards DePaul. Syracuse, they can't wait a whole game to turn it around again. They need to fire back now.
Yes, indeed, and we'll see if they're able to do just that. Oh, man. The demolition goal from DePaul, and oh, in a snap of a finger, DePaul has taken the lead in this game.
I feel like DePaul is incapable of scoring goals in smaller than groups of 3 right about now. It is ridiculous these guys over and over again. Syracuse think they have the upper hand, and they just come through and absolutely shut them down. Not to mention, I mean, that team play between Jack and his teammate earlier was incredible. Where is that from Syracuse? I need that Syracuse, and I need that Syracuse all the time in my life.
Now we're at the halfway point here in Game 3, and I need to remind you guys, DePaul is on a match point. Syracuse, their backs are against the wall. They need to win this one if they want to keep this series going. Otherwise, it's going to be a 3-0 victory in favor of DePaul. Meanwhile, DePaul, of course, they are looking to finish it up. They want that clean sweep. They want to be over and done with it. They think they're the better team, and they want to prove it. Ooh, a shot opportunity there from Patrick, but just a little bit off target. No one there for the rebound either.
Now DePaul just trying to get this out of their half. They're actually struggling pretty hard. This is the biggest attack we've seen Syracuse mount in a while here, but it finally is going to end as Jaco relieves the pressure shot towards goal. Jaco needs to be careful. He's the only man with any pressure on this ball. Plays that out of his own hands, but straight into those of Jack. Oh my goodness. No, this is Patrick. Goes for the bump in goal, but can't find it. Leaves his defender open one man. Now the cross in. Will it be found? To the back post it goes, but no, it's Patrick coast to coast. He's buying plane tickets, man. This guy is all over the field.
Yeah, that was an impressive save from him. I was thought for sure that that one was going to go in. And then on the other end, Patrick all of a sudden making plays everywhere, tying this game up now with a minute left to go.
I mean, come on. Patrick goes to one goal, comes all the way back, defends his own, runs back to the other side, scores a goal. Syracuse, I've been impressed by you, but you can't just let Patrick be doing all the work.
As time's ticking down now, Patrick again looking to make something happen. Jack playing it into the corner, looking to maybe center it up for his teammate. Ofish, though, a nice touch there. Jaco and Carmaggiuni now coming down the sidelines. Playing it across is Carmaggiuni, and that one didn't work out very well because it ends up in the hands of Jack. Ofish with a nice challenge there, keeping the ball in the midfield. Jaco looking to play it forward. That was not a very good touch. Ofish and Jack with a challenge. Jack going to win it. Now Hush coming down the field. Carmaggiuni with a great challenge win, though. Jaco to Carmaggiuni. Oh, just misses the top corner. Would have liked to see him maybe just go for a safer shot selection than trying to go for that flashy hit. Because now with 20 seconds remaining, it's do or die time. Either team really could pull this one out.
20 seconds ticking down, but no, this is Patrick again! Again, man! Outside of some DePaul heroics, Ofish notably here. 18 seconds on the clock. Has to be it. Syracuse has to have been able to do this one.
Oh, man. And with so little time left, Syracuse looks like they may have secured victory. But we've seen some incredible clutch plays from DePaul before. They definitely have it in them. They've just got to make it happen. Oh, a double commit. There's an opening. Carmaggiuni has an open goal. And he ties it up with 4 seconds to go. And ladies and gentlemen, we may be going to overtime.
I told you, heroics from Ofish. He finds a cross out of a missed attempt on the ball. Actually finds a better cross out of it. Gets it to his teammate. 4-4. 4 seconds on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the feeling we're going to see another overtime here. Unless we see DePaul have something to say about it, we will do so. Exactly that. Now Hush, Jack. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. No kickoff goal. Not this time, Syracuse.
How many times have we had an incredibly competitive back and forth game go to overtime and we think, okay, this is it. It's going to only get better from here. And then we have the kickoff goal. And then I feel like it's so anticlimactic. So thankfully, avoiding the kickoff goal this time around. But DePaul, they are threatening. They want to end the series here and now. Oh, Jaco with a nice shot there. Ofish. Jack, he's going to
There it is.
But not
Woo!
for long. Carmaggiuni putting it back in, and there it is. DePaul finishing off the sweep. It was not easy, but they made it happen. DePaul getting the victory here over Syracuse 3-0.
I mean, DePaul really came alive in that final match. They were looking hot as ever. There was some great stuff from Syracuse, especially the later on we got. The more they adapted, that second goal from Jack. I can only think back to that setup was amazing. But at the end of the day, consistency will reign supreme, and DePaul was exactly that. Every single shot was headed towards their neck. Ofish, an obvious pick here for MVP right now. The guy was everywhere. No, this is Patrick. Did everything else in his power to try and turn it around, but at the end of the day, the two Titans met, and one must have fallen in, and it was no, this is Patrick. So DePaul come away with the victory in a nice, clean 3-0.
Yeah, it was indeed. Well, I'm not sure if I would call it clean, but it was definitely a 3-0 victory for DePaul. They're going to feel good about that one. And for me, unfortunately, even though there are 2 more games left on the schedule today, I am going to be signing off. I had a great day casting these matches. If you enjoyed it, you can find me on Twitter at CoolJ_TV. And you can find Door. Door is going to be sticking around, but you can find him on Twitter as well at Door_casts.
And ladies and gentlemen, there's still plenty more Rocket League to be played. Like he mentioned, we've got Mizzou versus Syracuse coming up next, so I wouldn't head anywhere. We'll catch you in just a bit. right, we've got our next match already underway. The players got a little antsy, but we're doing it anyways. And while I may have lost Cool J, you know, along the side of the road, I picked up yet another caster. I found Axel Toss. How you doing?
Yeah, I threw up my thumb, and I didn't know if you'd pick me up, but you did. So I appreciate that. Shout out to you and the long day that you are enduring, but I'm sure it's a great day because there's a lot of cool Rocket League happening. I was able to tune into the last series, which was pretty close at the end. And now we got Mizzou versus Syracuse, and I believe this is the last match of the night. I think that's still being confirmed, but excited to be here. Thanks for having me, as we already see a goal out of the gates for Mizzou.
I mean, it's kind of expected, this #1 seed coming in. Syracuse is still looking for redemption, right? Taking a game off of Mizzou. I believe Florida State may have been the only team to do it today, which is absurd that they could be doing this well. Of course, Mizzou, the only team to beat UTA in our group stages, so that in and of itself is already a feat, right? UTA is an insane team, but Mizzou are just relentless right now in this game. So much ball control, so much pressure in Syracuse. They got to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't watched too much of these teams, so I'm excited to see this unfold. It's always interesting at the collegiate level what kind of talent rises up. And there's a lot of really good Rocket League players at the university level, so I'm buckling up, and I think I see people in the chat are too. We got Fergie cheering on Mizzou. Little Sonny with a non-committed woohoo. Not sure who he's cheering on, but yeah, I'm excited to see this unfold.
You don't woohoo, it's good Rocket League. That's all it is. He's here for the Rocket League, the quality play, the collegiate players, and they put on a good show.
Nice passing play there. Ethanol trying to get it over to Blanks. Short passing play in front of the Syracuse goal, but not able to convert. Now it's back on the other end. You know, pretty low scoring so far. 1-0, about 2 minutes into the game, in game one. So these guys kind of all playing somewhat calm, it would seem. Secure, not making any silly mistakes thus far. It's usually indicative of a low scoring game. So we're gonna see if these guys can keep it tight, or we'll see if anyone makes a mistake, because everyone's playing pretty solid. As we see a demo hush onto Chalks, sometimes that's exactly what you need. Patrick gonna finish that off, and that's an equalizer for Syracuse.
And we're seeing the same thing we did last game. Patrick consistently finishing off goals, and I kind of spoke to you about this during the break, but Mizzou, while they're that #1 seed, for whatever reason, every single game they play tends to be at least relatively close. Yes, they're winning them consistently. Yes, they're 3-0s, but at the end of the day, you're giving teams chances, and a demolition like that could completely turn the tide.
And by the way, the chat just exploded with Mizzou fandom. Emmy put Truck Yeah for you, and Chalks' mom, by the way. Chalks is a player in the field, so I don't know. That might actually be Chalks' mom in the chat.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Support.
We actually interviewed him earlier. We interviewed him earlier, and he shouted out like half his family always being in the chat, and they were there in full force. And it's good to see him show up.
Ooh, nice shot there from the Syracuse side. But yeah, it's all Mizzou hype in the chat. I appreciate that. As we see Hush trying to silence the crowd with a goal for Syracuse.
And Hush coming through is actually pretty big here. Syracuse finding a lead against Mizzou is honestly weird enough in and of itself. Syracuse still doesn't have a win today. Mizzou still doesn't have a loss today. Those are each of their final chances at that. And with Mizzou playing like they were, it shouldn't be that difficult for them to come away. But Syracuse have caught them off guard once or twice now. And honestly, this is looking like a Syracuse I haven't seen before either. They are playing high. The mechanics look better than they have been. And the team play as well is there. Not to mention, this is Patrick, who came alive at the end of last series. Is definitely carrying a lot of momentum for this team.
Yeah, and we're going to see what that can translate into here for Syracuse. Up by 1, 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this game. Can they hold on to this lead? I like the points you're making. They're playing pretty strong. They're making some good shots. So we see a double commit on the other side, but it might convert into a goal. A pass to the middle. Syracuse able to hold strong on the goal line, but clearly the pressure coming out from Mizzou. I'm a little worried though, because that was a double commit situation, and you really want to avoid that. So they got to make sure they stay on top of their communication, not go for those double commits, because that's what opens up the defense on the other end.
That's what gives an opportunity here for Syracuse. Notice Patrick tries to
Another
stuff it.
double commit.
Yeah, it's heavy. Now the counterattack. Chalks is up. Air dribble. No boost, though. He runs out, and Hush is going to clean that one right on up.
Ethanol over to Blanks. He misses it, but Ethanol able to pick it up. Mizzou trying to convert a goal here with plenty of offensive pressure. Chalk's even trying to hit it to the middle, but Patrick able to pick it up, taking it back the other way, being a little fancy in the air, not able to get past Ethanol. So a little back and forth, 45 seconds left, just one goal separating these two teams. Honestly, though, Mizzou has kept up the pressure, so the impetus is on them right now to try to close this gap. And trying to. Chalk's going for a goal here. I don't like that his car is slightly orange. It's a little upsetting, personally. I know a lot of people don't talk about that, but I will happily talk about it as we see Chalk's seemingly betraying the orange team, but no, he is a blue player.
You missed it. Yesterday, we had a player playing on a full orange car. I believe it was a team skin, and it was so difficult. It was
ban it,
so confusing.
ban them, fine them. I don't like it.
Get him out of here, man. Please. Help the casters out at the very least.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
A very quick answer from Ethanol. Mizzou feeling the spirit in the chat. As Ethanol not only scoring, but picking up a demo on his way. Which, I don't know if you've seen Twitter today, but a lot of pros complaining about demos, which is hilarious to me.
Are you're not a fan of the demo meta?
I mean, no, pros aren't, it seems. I have no problems with demos.
That's what
Pros
I'm
just need to stop being lazy and keep moving so they don't get demoed, you know?
It's actually been probably the biggest factor to any upset that's been happening today has been the demos. We've seen a lot of the top teams actually get their rotation super duper thrown off by teams just turning the field into a war zone. And it's honestly a great way to shake up the game, and I think a lot of teams aren't well practiced enough in it.
I'd almost say make the demo respawn a little longer. Make it a second longer.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Nice job by Mizzou. You know, they were down. I believe they were down by 1, and they had to kind of bring that back at the end. And they did. So Mizzou with Chalks leading the way. 2 goals, 10 shots between Chalks and Ethanol. That's some serious pressure. So Mizzou, they're going to try to focus on utilizing that energy that is pulminating through the chat. So much Mizzou energy going on. Let's see if they can harness that and keep the wins going. It's pretty impressive, but you know, it was a close game. It's a close game overall.
I mean, they've had the opportunities, they've had plenty of shots, and I mean, you see 10 there, but they're not putting too many of them in. Meanwhile, Syracuse, as much as they may have a fair number of shots, I feel like the amount of those that were actually threatening the Mizzou goal were few, and of those few, they made the most of it. Came out early, caught off the Mizzou rotations that I feel like were a lot greedier than they should have been. Mizzou was playing pretty lazily in the midfield for the most part in the first half, and eventually I think they realized that, clean up their rotations, or just put more pressure onto Syracuse, and either way it net themselves a nice set of goals. They find their way back in, and a solid match comeback from Mizzou. I'm curious to see though whether that carries on into this game.
Yeah, and as it gets underway, seeing all the Mizzou fandom in the chat, I have a question. I have a collegiate esports related question, and I hope that the chat's a good resource. I feel like they will be. You know, I'm sure about all those esports facilities we see popping up. I'm very excited about what universities are doing to have their own esports facilities. I think every major university should have some form of that. So my question is, Mizzou, I see all your fandom. Do you guys have something like that? I feel like I remember reading about it, but I wonder if Mizzou has anything like that. And we're watching these collegiate players, like, are they going to have facilities to practice in regularly to improve their game? As we see Chalks from Mizzou opening up with the goal. And I'm getting some intel, by the way, in the chat already. And apparently Mizzou does have an esports facility up and running and underway. So that's very exciting to hear. And I hope to check that out one day. I love seeing that from universities.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of places come up. Washington State, I know, recently built theirs. That one's fantastic. Mizzou has one. University of Delaware, most recently, I think, built theirs. Syracuse, I believe, has
It's crazy,
one.
dude. Dude,
They're
kids
popping
do,
up left
okay,
and
come
right.
on, man. Can you agree with me? Kids have it good. Did you go to college? Are you in college?
I'm
okay,
at
so
Florida State University right now, and
all right, so you're living the dream. So anyway, you have it good. Let me tell you a story as a 30-year-old someone who had sweat, blood, and tears in esports in my college days 10 years ago. There's nothing like that. So it's just like, it is amazing to hear stories about that, and I really hope everyone appreciates that that's all happening, because it's like, It's such a cool thing. It's one of the coolest things.
Yeah, it's nice to have it be on the rise whenever you're coming through. There's a lot of momentum behind it as well, and a lot of want from these players to go further and be better, right? We're seeing these guys scrim 3-4 nights a week, giving it everything they got, and it shows for a lot of them, you know?
Yeah, and I want to just mention one more small thing. I almost went to Mizzou. It was my second in line as a choice, as we see Ethanol from Mizzou scoring. Let's see, that was a pass from Blanks. Really nice double tap. Just that extra hit you can get can really confuse the defense. So really nice job converting that goal. But as I was saying, Mizzou, from what I remember, has a really good broadcast journalism program. So it's like, okay, you guys have this awesome facility. You guys, I mean, I don't know if it's already happening, but it feels like using the student body and all the resources there can be some serious broadcasts happening and getting students involved with that, as we see Patrick answering from Syracuse. So I just wanted to mention that really quick. And I'm sure stuff like that is going on, but really cool to see that stuff. We got a close match on our hands here, close game, as Syracuse coming up with a small answer to that initial 2-0 deficit.
You know, I know you didn't get to see most of the day so far, but this match is actually really surprising that's playing out how it is. Syracuse holding them this close is just ridiculous. I know Mizzou probably have that top seed already locked up, but you can't be counting your chickens till they hatch, you know?
Yeah, and also Syracuse, they were in control most of game one. So, Mizzou kind of had to step it up and bring it back. So yeah, great point. It's a super close match. Sometimes that happens in Rocket League. You could have not so great of a day in the first half, but then just step it up big time. As we see Chalks, he's trying to put this out of reach. He's ready to go celebrate with his family. He wants a quick 3-0 sweep here and then go, do some celebrating.
Boy, I can't wait to get into the interview after this one, because you can see the family in the chat. You know who he's doing it for. He's coming up big. Because the playoffs are locked up. He's got Sunday to look forward to, right? There's a lot of really difficult teams they're going to beat. Maybe they're saving energy. Maybe they're holding on to the strats. But right now, it looks like Mizzou are having a little bit of fun, a little bit of freestyle from Chalks, but not much boost to withhold it.
Yeah, Mizzou, they're pretty calm, collected, in control of this game and this series so far. We'll have to see what Syracuse can come up with to try to answer this. As Jack trying to desperately save that one. Still some threatening efforts from Mizzou. Patrick going to bring it on the left-hand side. That is met by Ethanol and Chalks. Chalks always finding himself very nicely positioned on the field. Able to pick that up and send it away. Ethanol now picking it up here for Mizzou. He might try to kick this over to the middle. Not able to get the touch, and that's going to be a nice short field pass by Syracuse from Hush to Jack. Over to Patrick towards the goal.
That was a cheeky shot.
Yeah, cheeky shot, slight double commit on defense, but it shouldn't be a disaster here for Mizzou. It looks like they have decent boost, but we see the pressure coming out from Syracuse. There's about 90 seconds left in this game, but just like that, could be an overcommit situation, as that was a 3v0 for a moment there, but Mizzou not able to turn the goal in, and Syracuse running out of time to bring this back.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing that's been the downfall of Mizzou so far has actually been their boost management. They're getting caught on the attacking end without much in their canisters. Syracuse, I don't think, has been controlling it much, but a shot from Patrick. Oh, it's gorgeous, but no, it's off the crossbar in Syracuse. Oh, they got to try another day.
I mean, it was a great opportunity, but it's got to be a little heart depleting perhaps to miss that one. You got to make those. Very important with not a lot of time left. But Syracuse, clearly they have a little momentum. That's a demo coming down from Patrick, looking for redemption. Jack just barely missing the open net, going off the crossbar on the right-hand side, and Syracuse not able to find the back of the net, just barely missing out on some great chances.
And now Syracuse, they've got 30 seconds. This is the most impossible thing. We saw 4 goals in 30 seconds earlier, but the demos, they're looking to escort it in. Chalks finally jumps over, avoids narrowly what may have been his own death, but is going to stop the goal for it.
Yeah, not much time. What another great angle from Patrick, but a great save from Chalks. Chalks is in the zone. He's in that flow state, if anyone's familiar with that esports term. But Mizzou, they're looking good. They're cruising USA here. They're going to go up 2-0 in this best of 5. 1 game away from another sweep for them.
Man, I mean, oh, they already take it coast to coast. Hush gonna put one in here, and you know what, Syracuse, they're happy to walk away with 1 more goal, but I feel bad for Patrick. How many ridiculous shots did that guy hit this game and just get robbed of by Chalk's wall-like defending?
Yeah, and that's happened to the best of us on the ladder, where you're playing well, you're hitting some sick shots, but then for some reason your opponents just turn into brick walls.
There's just that one guy.
Yeah, and they're making incredible saves over and over again. You're like, okay, what the heck? But that goes to show, like, it's never a given. You kind of always have to just keep pressuring, even if you think you have the goal. You just really got to keep it up and just pummel and pummel and pummel until you can break the defense.
All right, game 3. Syracuse have kept it relatively close for a lot of these, which has been a bit of a surprise, but honestly, I love what I'm seeing from them. Hold on a moment. Okay, we're back. Game crashed for a minute, but we are good. I'm sorry. I'll get this up on stream as soon as possible. And oh my God, Mizzou are at it again. Ethanol starts off with a singular shot, already finding the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what Mizzou wants. It's exactly what the Mizzou fans in the chat want, but it's exactly what Syracuse does not want. They were showing so much pressure in the end of the last game, and a kickoff goal to start this one is worst case scenario. So they really have to pull this together, but they're down 0-2, and they're giving up a goal in the first 5 seconds in such an important game to stay alive in the series. So it is going to be a mountain climb here for Syracuse. But, you know, this is Rocket League. Anything can happen.
You know, I think
we'll see if Syracuse can bring this back.
We might see the difference maker. No, this is Patrick. Loads up the gizmo.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this might be over. Yeah, this might be over. This is akin to, like, when you're on a battlefield in the Middle Ages and you lay your sword down to the invading army.
I feel like the gizmo, though, there's more honor involved than swapping to the gizmo when you're down 0-2 than that. Come on, you got to give him a little bit of credit.
I don't know, man.
He's put the team on his back for so long. He's going to give it one more go.
I don't know. As a professional analyst, it usually doesn't make sense to see those alternate cars come out. But hey, maybe it's like that trick play in the football playbook.
Oh, he's got himself a goal. See?
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
See, now we want him in the post-game interview.
Yeah, I know. If they manage to pull something out, we need Patrick in the postgame.
Well, even if they lose, I mean,
honestly, he's put on such a show for the past 2 matches. Over the entire day, this guy has just popped off left and right. And you know, as long as he's having a good time.
I mean, I always get a little upset if I solo queue a lot, and if my teammate has a gizmo or a scarab, I get a little upset. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know if
I don't like it.
I don't know if Syracuse are allowed to be upset at him though. He's already done so much.
No, they can't. I mean, all they can do is just play as hard as they can, and they're tied 1-1. 3 minutes left. They were in control in game 1 most of the way, but Mizzou was able to claw back. Mizzou has just been having some great plays on their side of things, so
it's a nice
Syracuse
shot.
just has to find that, and that's what we're talking about too. Just the ridiculous saves that we're seeing from Mizzou. Syracuse has to find a way to break through that defense. There's a demo.
Ooh.
If he had an octane, that might have worked.
He's getting creative with the shots here. Ball across the Mizzou territory, but not much to happen from it. Now Ethanol's turn. Pass it out wide to Chalks. Chalks with a shot. Back corner. No. Off the cross. Again, the double touch. Not quite going to connect. Now it's Jack's turn, though. And now we see Mizzou mounting the pressure, trying to take away the boost. But Syracuse doing a good job of maintaining their own and keeping this ball in the opposing half. Dangerous territory. Jack is up. Nothing found, though.
Chalks trying to bring it the other way, trying to pass it over to Blanks, but he's going to miss it. And now Syracuse could be an opportunity from that misplay on the Mizzou side. Jack sending it towards the side, not able to pick up that second touch off the wall, but Hush coming forward, a demo onto Chalks, trying to flick it up and over the defense, just barely missing wide. We're seeing a lot of pressure coming through from Syracuse, but not able to convert that goal. Got to be safe, though. Got to be careful that they don't let a counterattack be effective for the Mizzou side. Both these teams playing so strong. Finally, the pass over to Hush converted into a goal.
Quality stuff here from Jack, especially finding the control on that ball to get it over. Hush finishes it off. And Syracuse, another 2-1 lead. Mizzou maybe getting a little bit lazy, or maybe it's the Gizmo.
It's the Gizmo. Well, no, it's not the Gizmo because Syracuse is using the Gizmo. I don't know.
It wasn't involved in that play at all, but it may
Look,
be involved in its own.
He's got the wooden wheels too on the Gizmo.
All right, you're so
wheels.
against the Gizmo. I gotta ask, right? We see the people in chat. Scarab Gang rise up. How's that make you feel?
I know, I see that. You know what? More power to you. If it's what you enjoy and what you love, then I support you.
As long as it's not in your ranked game.
Yeah, if we're teammates, I might say something during and after the game to you, very politely. You know, a very polite suggestion to use the Octane, or the Fennec, or the Dominus.
Anything that isn't the Scarab or the Gizmo.
Pretty much.
Oh boy.
But
Syracuse.
hey, all the credit in the world to people who use all the cars. Everyone, you guys are great. Everyone who plays Rocket League. But Syracuse, can they hold on to this lead? Like, again, they're down 0-2 in the series. It's a must-win situation for Syracuse. They love being on the television and being in front of all these fans in the Twitch chat. So they don't want to go home yet. And they've got some fight in them.
I mean,
but can they hold on to this lead?
Well, shout out the Syracuse people in chat. I know you're around here somewhere. You were loud and clear earlier on, and they need all the energy you guys can get. 20 seconds remaining in the game. They just got to hold on a little bit longer here, and maybe they can steal away a game from the #1 seed, defending their goal. Now 10 seconds remain, and we've seen time and time again there has been one man to be the foil. Blank stands in the way alongside Chalks, just searching for one more goal. 1 second hits the clock, and they allow it to touch.
Wow.
What you thought couldn't be done has happened. Syracuse take a game off of Mizzou.
Oh, the Gizmo in the middle of the screen. It hurts. Whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
It'll be okay.
I'm trying to think if I'm more upset by the improperly colored car on a team or by the Gizmo / Scarab. I'm trying to think about which one upsets me the most.
I mean, as a caster, it's definitely the former. As a player, the latter.
Okay, true. I agree.
Oh boy. I feel like think about all the Gizmo mains though. Think about all the Gizmo mains that he's rising up for. Imagine the reverse sweep. Just think about it. He's fighting for a small group without representation. He's making a statement, or something to that effect.
Moment. This could be that moment.
Oh boy.
This could be the Gizmo's moment. More power to whatever happens. I'm just along for the ride.
And all right, it would appear that the server may have gone down for maintenance for a couple of seconds, so we're gonna start up a new one, and we'll be back with just a couple of seconds with our 4th game in this series. right, ladies and gents, it's time for Game 4, our final match of the day, but it's not over yet. Syracuse start running it back. The Gizmo is proven strong, and let's see if it can continue to do so here, or if we might have another mix-up from No, This Is Patrick.
Yep, he switched away from the Gizmo.
Oh, man.
Is that the Venom he's got now?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, boy. Okay. Not as bad.
It's just a worse version of the Batmobile.
Yeah. Not... I don't really know what is going on there. I don't really know what's happening with Patrick and his card choices. But hey, maybe this is some strategy to bring it back. Confuse the other team. The classic Pokemon move, confusion, to get your opponent to hurt themselves.
It's
right?
the old, if
Something
you don't
like
know
that.
what you're doing, they can't know what you're doing.
Right. We'll go with that. But Syracuse, they, well, it's match point for Mizzou. And all the Mizzou fans in the chat are ready to celebrate. They wanted this done. But Syracuse holding strong, and they are in a must-win situation to stay alive in this series.
They're coming up. They've had a lot of great plays, but it gets a little bit tricky because when Mizzou want to win, I get the feeling they're going to be able to. This is Patrick, though, coming back out. Ethanol rips one in from half field, and nobody in the goal. The rotations have fallen apart for Syracuse. And a 1-0 start here for Mizzou. It's pretty solid. And notably, notice Patrick flailing off the wall. Not the connection he wants or the connection he needed. Instead, it's going to be Mizzou turning that one right back around.
Yeah, pretty simple goal there also for Ethanol. It wasn't placed in the upper 90. It was just, it wasn't crazy pace on it. So clearly some defensive mishaps for Syracuse, and they're going to try to answer quickly. Hush up to Patrick. Patrick trying to double touch that. Maybe if he was using an Octane, it would have worked, but not able to find the connection in that instance. Chalk's trying to pass it to the middle. Over to Ethanol. Ethanol with the demo onto Patrick. Maybe he wouldn't have been demoed if he was using an Octane, but anyway, Blanks up to the top. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to be mean. I enjoy giving players a hard time.
Hey, it's late. You know, I'm sure they can take it at least a little bit here. Syracuse, they could have another goal. Hush is up. Nope, off the backboard here. And ladies and gents, I gotta apologize about stream quality. There is not much we can do about it. I swear, it is not our fault. It is something to do with the server going on right now, either somewhere from Twitch or to the streaming server that we're using. So it's going to be all right, though. Syracuse still only down 1 goal, still looking to make a reverse sweep in this series, and I don't think the quality of Rocket League is lowered at all.
No way, except for the player using a Venom. Patrick, as I say that, he scores.
I think he's listening to you.
He might be, and more power to him.
Well, he finds the back of the net regardless. He continues.
It reminds me, I mean, it reminds me of like playing random in StarCraft, and that's respected. So maybe he's trying something new in the meta. And again, more power to him, especially if Syracuse can bring this back. We're locked up. Patrick has been making a lot of plays.
You think he's just got a wheel behind him and he just spins it to pick a car?
But that would make really good stream content, and if he doesn't do that, he probably should. Especially if he's like actually capable on all these cars, right?
Yeah, he actually looks so practiced. Like he's so comfortable on these ridiculous picks.
Oh, Jack, look at Jack going for the first demo and then tailing Ethanol. Ethanol running for his life. That was a pretty cool heads-up play there. The teammate in front just trying to clear a path for Patrick. Now Jack off the side.
Oh,
again,
kind of
he's been
dangerous.
making a lot of correct plays. And he's got the nice Octane, rocking the nice Octane there. Hush over to Jack. Jack trying to get it to the middle. And that's going the other way. Chalk's picking it up. He's been on fire today. Not able to find the back of the net. Still pressure here, though, for Mizzou. Ethanol trying to find a teammate in the middle. It could work out. Blanks off the backboard. No one there to follow it up. Patrick, weird defense, but able to do just enough to push it out. Still a scary moment there for Syracuse. Not out of the woods yet. 1-1. 70 seconds left. Syracuse must not allow a goal. They must not allow a goal. All 3 players jumping up to defend, but clearly Mizzou with all the pressure. Chalks a short infield pass trying to convert the goal. Ethanol from above like an eagle is able to score it. And exactly what Syracuse did not need ends up happening. A goal, 60 seconds left. Syracuse, not too much time to bring this back, but this is the time right now for Syracuse to just go as hard as they can.
Yeah, this is exactly the point when I think somewhere in the script here it says that Patrick is supposed to come in and score 4 goals. I could be misreading, but it seems like that's
You're
Syracuse's
revealing the
plan.
script?
My bad.
Didn't you know the broadcaster code? We're not supposed to reveal that.
Oh, we weren't?
It's all good.
Oh,
I don't think anyone heard you. I don't think...
Just don't tell him, Chad.
Oh. Another great shot from, I think that was Blanks, actually. Or Chalks. But Mizzou still putting on a ton of pressure. While Syracuse and Patrick looking for those goals.
Ooh. Oh, Ethanol's got another miss here from Mizzou. Uncharacteristic of them, however. 16 seconds on the clock. Is next to no time. Ethanol, though, comes in and seals out probably the game. I've been shut up before by the 10-second double goal, but still.
You've been hushed up before.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's a classic moment where it's like, okay, we don't have a lot of time. Let's just do a play. Let's go score. But Mizzou just disrupting it immediately. Had a player in the midfield turning it around and getting a goal for themselves. And now the near insurmountable situation, down by 2, 10 seconds left. Yes, it's possible. Likely, no. And Mizzou might be running away here with a 3-1 victory over Syracuse.
You know what? Syracuse, though, they put up a hell of a fight. Like, literally one of 2 teams to even take a game off of Mizzou is a pretty impressive feat, and I know they're going to be plenty happy with it. Now, though, I actually, as much as emotions may be running high, especially for a lot of you in chat, these Mizzou fans, I'm sure you want to get a little peek into these players' comms, and you know what? Whatever they may be talking about. So we'll pop somebody in here for an interview in just a moment. Until then, I'll leave you guys with some nice little tunes. right, ladies and gents, we're back, and it may not be with the Mizzou player. They all declined the interview, but we may have had one better. I know Axel wanted to interview him during the game. I know he was interested in all of your card choices. We've got the guy who's been putting Syracuse on his back all day. No, this is Patrick. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. You've become a little bit of a legend around here, given that last game and your curious car picks. How'd you come across that decision?
Oh, I always like changing cars. I feel like whenever I change a car, it changes up the mood a little bit, you know, how I'm playing. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't.
Do you feel like you're any better on one particular car than another?
I think I might be the best on the Venom, to be honest. Kind of a nutty car. At least in hoops, the Gizmo is the best car in the game. Undisputable.
It's all right. Axel had some choice.
I don't think he's being serious. I'm actually relieved. I'm relieved he's not being serious. I was nervous at first he was being serious, but now that he's been speaking, I know for sure he's not being serious.
I mean, we witnessed the power firsthand. You were one of only 2 teams to actually take a game off of Mizzou. What actually do you think led to that?
I think at that point we had no pressure on us, so it was a lot easier to just like go out there and play, have a good time.
And it wasn't at all due to the Gizmo?
And I think it really helped. Oh, I mean, the Gizmo obviously helped.
I mean, we were theorizing about it, and that we were close to saying what you just said, as far as kind of to mix things up, maybe it changes the mood. So I get that. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously we don't see that as much in pro play. I wonder if you have any comments on that.
I think at least in pro play, I don't think you get a chance to not have pressure on you. I think every game matters. Like a lot more than what like that last series didn't really mean that much to us. We really just wanted to have fun and hang out. Whereas in a pro series, I don't think it's the same.
Cool, I agree with that.
Hey man, well thanks a bunch for popping in. We'll shut down the stream, and I'm gonna give you guys your seeding for playoffs tomorrow. At number 1, we've got Mizzou, followed by UT Arlington, followed by Tennessee Tech, then Seton Hall, University of Kentucky, Washington State, University of Delaware, and rounding up the caboose, it's going to be San Jose State. There's plenty more Rocket League to be played, and all of the best teams are going to be duking it out tomorrow for that championship title. That's going to be all here on twitch.tv/official EGF. If you want to keep up on Twitter, on anything else, it's also going to be official EGF. And if you want to catch me,
good. Sorry.
Oh boy, Axel Toss is in game with these boys, and he is going off. But if you want to catch me, I am at @Door_Cast on Twitter. Axel Toss, I know you probably want to shout out your own Twitch stream if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, just Axel Toss. Google it, and all my stuff comes up. Pretty simple. I wish you'd help me in this game, though.
Yeah, I'm about to pop in, but we gotta let the gang go. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you guys tomorrow for some more Rocket League action. Thank you so much for tuning in, and from everybody here at EGF, bye-bye.